of Team NIGMA versus Team Liquid. On your screens right now here, DreamLeague Season 15 powered by Intel, upper division of the Western European DPC League, with such an important game between these two teams. We talked about it just now, but I want to just reiterate, potentially TI on the line. I mean, it's stupid to say that for a group stage game, but that's just the way the season works. And we are well in the draft. Actually, already I'm here with T and Kyle. And please talk to me about the Dota.
I would say would you like to go first?
I'd start with a ban if that's okay, Kyle.
Sure.
I'd love to just mention, obviously, in the Alliance v Liquid series, Alliance in 3 games banned out Broodmother first phase because they were scared of the potential, you know, new patch, new series. Suddenly good. It's now been a week since then, and NIGMA has decided, you know what? If you want to pick up Brood, we'll let you. They're not so scared of it.
Okay, I would talk about the two distinct styles of these teams. NIGMA, historically, focus on speed and movement. A lot of utilization of global teleportation, Wisp and Furion, Earthshaker Tusk, stopping, cutting off choke points, Darkseer, just pace, speed. Liquid, on the other hand, tend to focus more on damage mitigation,
slow and steady,
damage manipulation,
entry to the jungle camps. You know, they're a little bit more, you know, slow burner.
It's abuse. I always use the word abuse, but it's just utilizing mechanics. In this case, Sapphire Slardar. How much minus armor is that right off the bat?
It's a lot of minus armor.
It's like 16 level 1 Slardar ulti plus the shredder attacks. So now all of a sudden, your range carry, whatever carry you end up picking, it's going to feel pretty damn good. And this is how they typically open a draft when their fundamentals are strong. And I like it a lot. Question is, where will it go? They ban out the Sand King and the Troll. A lot of respect to the Miracle Sand King. I've even seen this banned in some Division 2 games in other regions. I don't know if it's actually good, but...
Well, I think of the flex potential, and also I just like the idea of flanking mid if against certain melee heroes. In just the bubble of the 1v1, it can dumpster. Flanking is weaker when you're sharing XP, you're playing into, you know, range support plus core. So there are scenarios where it actually is really strong. I like from Liquid, you mentioned the whole minus armor. Think about how NIGMA beat Secret, the high pace, they're clumping the fight. Imagine if they ever lose a fight as NIGMA. Not only will they now, you know, be down on kills, they're going to give away free Roshan if Liquid are able to position the correct fight.
That goes back to the... I don't think we've mentioned it this season, but I'm sure we will multiple times in the future.
Well, I'm excited, Carl.
The Bulba mantra, okay? Which team requires fewer team fights won to win the game? Whenever you have a Slardar, you can just shorten that number required by 1 or 2 because that straight up opens Roche for you. Any team fight, 15 minutes plus, that's a dead Roche.
And there's the Broodmother now in the second phase. NIGMA, they're not too scared of a first phase Brood, but obviously second phase, you know, give it a little bit more respect.
I will say the Troll and Razor bands lead me to believe Liquid might be thinking Sven. That's always been one of my favorite combinations with Slardar, because you have a hero that can eat stacks, and B, the BKB timing plus Slardar minus armor, you win the fight. There is no, you can have good matchups, but end of the day, Sven will kill you if you give him 3 or 4 smacks.
And we know that Team Liquid likes this Sven. Mickey likes this Sven.
They do indeed. PA is also a definite possibility, but I don't think they would have banned Razor if that was the case, although they could also just respect the safe lane Razor. I think it's one of those heroes as well for NIGMA in their current form. These side laners that can be more independent allow Kuro and GH to play more around Miracle and mid.
Also, when Liquid's picked Snapfire before, haven't they been putting it on mid here as well, giving more of a win condition to Quake for at least the timing to play around?
Yes, but I think that was a different time. Ooh. I have not seen this. I have only seen this played by one person across all regions, and that was Eternal Envy.
Did it work out?
No, it did not.
Because I know, for example, Script loved.
Yeah, well,
I say loved because he loved the spell build before the patch, and he says he can't play it anymore.
No, because you have to buy, like, Dragonlance, first off, is really good. T's been pretty vocal about that. The stat bonuses were buffed, so it's now one of the most cost gold-efficient items in game.
Yeah, T.
Yeah, I know. I think ranged cause all the in.
Yeah, Manta, we talked about
Brian did that as well.
It's a Manta hero. The damage was increased. Sorry, the damage taken was reduced from your illusions, and it's the same cooldown as the melee version.
Yeah, I think Liquid, this is one of those, when you get away from kind of the tier 2 teams trying to aspire to be tier 1, etc. These teams that, if at the mid they should have strong showings, Liquid's looked at NIGMA not for the heroes they pick, but for the style they play. We mentioned already the quick Roshan after a fight. Now they have the anti-run at us Dota, the casual warlock.
Well, we say that, but the thing is, if they end up scattering, the retreat will be compromised because it's going to be a Darkseer Tusk chasing after two supports that effectively just don't really have much to say or do about that. In addition, Darkseer really nice against Slardar because you have a natural Greaves buy. You're going to likely get a Solar Crest at some point as well. You do a lot to boost the defensive capabilities of your core.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, won 2 games yesterday in the hands of OG and Alliance.
I will make
This is so slow, this draft. Oh my god.
We described coming into this series, we're like, okay, NIGMA, high pace, Kuroki, he wants to come out swinging, punching his opponent. Liquid, they're slow. It's like a lazy river. They're making their
putting on body
stacks. They're
armor.
happy. They're not even ready for
5
war yet.
seconds
Minute
remaining.
30, then they come in. This is exactly what's happening here.
Wait.
NIGMA, pace, Liquid, big cooldowns, could be punished.
Question.
Great. Go on.
Because when we saw both OG and Alliance play that Faceless Void, it did not look slow at all. They were able to make it work with...
It's the
Radiant
Warlock
team,
and the Slardar.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's the accompanying factor. So, like in the game that OG had Void, there wasn't enough damage to kill the Void, so he could by himself play up in the face. He didn't need his team.
Entire team
He also
there.
had like 3 or 4 damage amps, so he didn't need Chrono because he had this immense right click. This is a kind of different style of Void game where he is the setup for his team to also throw damage in.
Yeah, but the Warlock is the thing because both. Do you really want to fight with Chrono or Golem on cooldown, or you're going to use
10
both?
seconds
Like
remaining.
it just makes it really complicated for Liquid unless their mid hero
5 seconds remaining.
is perfect, and they will have to pick first out of this phase. But it has to be something with no. It can't
cooldowns.
run on gas. All right, we don't got time to fuel up. We need this to be solar powered at all times, running on runes, so that they don't need huge cooldowns for every single play that they make.
I'll translate that for you in chat. That is a mid hero that likes to take fights, not farm the jungle, look towards his opponent's side of the map, not towards his own.
Lena, perhaps, would be wouldn't be bad.
Radiant team's
It's
turn to ban.
nice as well to have a ranged hero to utilize Slardar's minus armor. It's not the greatest if you have a Void because it's harder for him to stick to the target. You can't swap as effectively. Something like Alina, you have no problems. Like Slardar went for this guy, mid-fight he switches to this guy, you just start pummeling damage into
10
him
seconds
instead.
remaining.
Oh, just like a casual Pangolier or something. Just like a super
Ugh.
fight heavy.
5
for
seconds
Liquid?
remaining.
Yeah, then you can die to the Tusk rotations. Obviously, into Grimstroke, it doesn't feel too
I
good.
can't, yeah, into Grimstroke, and also, I just don't see how they're going to do anything.
They just need an active hero. They're banning out Ember and Void Spirit themselves.
Yeah. I think Lena, Viper make the most sense. It's nice to have a bit of burst damage.
Oh, yeah, they're just
And
going, wait, it's
Quap is a possibility.
Storm's in the pool.
Storm
Quap's
is still
range not bad
That
either.
is just the big 1-2 punch. They ban out Viper, yeah. So,
Yeah,
No,
they
yeah.
backed out the other
changing up.
spirits.
Yeah, I think, Storm's up there.
I know Blitz pretty well, and if he's thinking Storm, he's looking at the enemy team fight and their ability to potentially go high ground early on, and I would be afraid of NIGMA threatening that.
How about a Storm
10
on the
seconds
other
remaining.
side, though?
We'll see if Liquid picks.
Yeah. To quote Fear,
5
every time
seconds
I would be in
remaining.
this position thinking about what we would last pick, he would say, Kyle, why don't we just wait to see what they take?
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, can't be wrong if you don't predict.
Which was kind of annoying, because I like to talk, and
You do.
I just had to sit on my hands for 2 minutes.
Well, it's on your hands, Carl. Let's get that action underway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Quap, possibility for Koifa. I don't think they'd go like a Huskar route, but it's I guess a possibility. I think it's more likely he just plays something standard.
Do we have to think about things, damage going through in the Chronosphere? Obviously, Invoker is banned, the most obvious one, but is there fatal bonds
No.
with Mortimer's Kisses?
It is a lot of damage.
Radiant
It's just
team's turn to
big
pick.
for the damage. And, okay, they go for a tiny.
All right. They I wish I was working yesterday. I would have. So when in doubt,
I was gonna
and
say.
if you have Limp on your team, if that box is checked, pick Limp Tiny. Well,
I mean-
Liquid try the same strat here.
Void, Tiny, and Snap were on the winning team on the side of Alliance
10
in Game 2
seconds remaining.
yesterday. Only differences are the Timber and Rubik replaced by the Warlock.
5
and
seconds
Slardar.
remaining.
The good thing about this tiny pick is, if you emulate the style of gameplay that Toxin does, for example, where you're just playing into your enemy jungle, non-stop tossing people, you're disrupting NIGMA's ability to just group up cleanly as 5, it buys time for a Void, a Warlock to get entry into the game. So yeah, I like the idea if it is a core tiny.
Yeah.
If they flex Snapfighter core,
Yeah, they can swap it, right?
They can.
Still
They
open.
can.
Choose your
Never
hero.
happen. Okay.
I had a feeling they might go for Pugna. My concern is that against a Tiny, you can get pretty, you just get ran at. And now there's a target on Miracle's back for this entire game. Their save is somewhat limited, and their damage output is basically all ILTW. So I don't mind Liquid's draft into this. Their team fight's quite solid. You got to figure they'll be comfortable, and it's going to be much easier for them to find kills because NIGMA don't really have anything to play with mind control.
I don't mind this Pugna pick too much, just because the build would change up a little bit where you just go for like a Glimmer Cape, you naturally go for Ultrinkle quite quickly, so it's more HP. So you are quickly very tanky and can eat through that damage. It's also a hero that will happily just stand up front and be that annoying hero that they jump and then suddenly now the rest of the cast coming in. It is just NIGMA, like we describe these teams as full on aggression, and then stat camps wait, play later. It's why Liquid wins games, 35, 40 minutes plus, and NIGMA wins games much earlier. So
I think that
the tale of two stories.
That'll be the story, I think, of this game, because if you chrono anybody but Pugna, they're going to get decrept. The Slardar amp, like all the damage disappears. If you hit this timing, you get Aegis on Luna, he's got BKB, he's huge because he can farm these stacks in jungle so much faster. I think you're going to win. But the Void gets to level 20 plus, suddenly things start to go Liquid's way.
Well, at least I think we can be sure that there will be quite some action in this game, and two people that are going to be very happy with that. My team Cap and Fogged.
Yes, we are, Fogged. I think this is going to be a fun one because every single time it's the old Liquid boys versus the new Liquid boys, and every single time they played up against each other, Fogged, in a best of 3, it has got full distance.
Yep, that's what we're hoping for. And I mean, we got some exciting stuff coming out of Pugna for Miracle. I don't even know the last time I saw like Miracle playing Pugna. We got Koifa with the Tiny, and Liquid, they got a lot of comfort. They love playing with Slardar. They used to be a team that picked Void, even during some time when he was phasing out and all that. They like the Void AA combo, so they're comfortable with the hero. But I do have to feel a bit anxious for them. I see a very good lineup on the side of NIGMA when they hit this timing. Mech Darkseer, Pugna's going to be pressuring as well. I think Liquid might falter to that if they don't set up perfect team fights with that Void Chrono and that Warlock.
So the last time, I'm not sure if this is entirely accurate, but the last time that Miracle played Pugna was in 2019, February.
Okay.
See if I can find it. Matchup against Team Singularity. I don't even know what tournament this is. So yeah, it's definitely, it's been a minute.
Yeah, some time for sure. And there is some potential for him getting burst, just like Panel was saying, Tiny, Snapfire. There is a good amount of actual damage that can just delete him. However,
battle starting.
If he's in a good position, he's got a lot of different ways to protect himself too. They've got the Darkseer and the Tusk too, so a lot of different ways to guard there.
What do you think about Liquid? I feel like this game represents a change of pace from them, considering what they were running at the Singapore Major, which was like 3 semi-cores, a very fast lineup that usually would get outscaled. Here, they've got Slardar Void. Like, I feel like this is kind of somewhat epitome of late game. They're actually giving Mickey a hard carry to play off of rather than their usual shenanigans.
No, I absolutely agree. That's why I was saying, back to their old forms of let's look for these big fights rather than this constant aggression and just having like a jug or something like that. So you might get these long tag teams, nice little time walk to start off. But I haven't been doing too much of these double melee with Darkseers. It's not been like doing badly. It just takes time to be able to build that. Glad to see teams are still willing to go for it.
I'll see how they do, how much pressure they are able to put onto a Faceless Void with a Warlock behind. I feel like that's one of those combos that needs to be Warlock Spectre. That was a combo that's just like, okay, we will endure, but I have to imagine Faceless Void is going to be even harder to pressure.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the ban. They picked Warlock and then NIGMA picked Darkseer right after, so maybe they were going for okay, if you go for the Spectre, we're going to be able to have our own Spectre later on too and stuff like that, and Darkseer versus Spectre might not be that bad, but they actually go for Void instead, so some switch up perhaps.
I can tell you that Spectre was not banned.
Okay.
So it was still out there, but NIGMA did opt to take the Monster Faster rune. I'm super interested to see this Luna at work and whether or not we're going to see the shard pickup. Do you think that's legit?
I think with Grimstroke it is, because you can get the double bounces and bottoms go to Luna.
Getting very, very low. ILTW will be okay though.
Nope.
We have to mention the power of this lane, right? Snapfire, I know we've all been talking about how it's kind of been moving to that 5 position exclusively, but damn, with Slardar, this actually sounds like a pretty hot lane. Level 3 comes around, 100 bonus damage, -8 armor. They're going to pack a punch onto this Luna, even if she is one of the higher armor heroes in the game early on.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier if she was a higher ranged hero, right? But the fact that she's got that short range means that at any point in time, she's within cookie hopping distance.
And we're seeing that effect already. Like, ILTW's only got 5 last hits right now, and Slardar's already up to that. And Taiga and Boxy doing a great job. Very comfortable. Boxy absolutely loves Slardar, even when it's not meta in playing it. And I'm going to be continuing looking at mid. I think this is where it's going to start getting quite difficult for Koikfa. He's going to have to spend a lot on regen. And this is where Miracle Pugna is able to start applying crazy amounts of pressure, really. And perhaps even stealing the bounty rune if pushes it in, going to the opposing side.
Yeah, you can already see Koikfa like ferrying in regen because he knows he's going to be pressured really heavily and he can't afford to just be backed out of the lane. Otherwise, he's going to lose his tower super early.
Oh, Kuro's doing the move. So he's actually the one invading on the Grimstroke to try to steal this bounty rune away, or secure at least with Miracle. Denied from Koikfa.
Oh, they're going to sandwich him maybe. Koikfa, oh, he's going up that high ground. Now he's dead. He's dead, and he's not even going to get the bounty rune for these efforts. Great move from Kuro. And I'm sure Koikfa is probably talking to his teammates going, guys, did you know he was missing? Did you know he wasn't in lane anymore? Stadia, meanwhile, he's also going to go down. Mickey is going to try and finally does manage to get the mash. He'll take off some of the damage that he received, so support's being traded out in the top lane.
That's huge. Right? The Luna's not farming great anyway. Kuro makes a heads-up move, shuts down Koikfa, enables Miracle. As you said, that's already a tough lane for Koikfa. He's going to start really falling behind. The tower pressure is going to start coming out at the bottom.
Still got him with the cookie and the vision. Will allow them to be able to get the final blow on Kuro. So a little bit of vengeance for what happened to Koikfa earlier. Speaking of Koikfa.
He's running. He's not going to be able to stop it. Koikfa will be able to secure himself that water rune. I was a bit worried because I see the boots on the Pugna. Get 375 moon speed, 300 moon speed, tiny. Koikfa, the rune at least.
Yeah, they don't really have the best heroes rotate around. Time Walk pulled back into his doom. What a combo from NIGMA, and they're going to keep the chase up. They do not want to let Insania get the experience for this creep wave, and they'd love to have the extra kill as well. Insania, having no tango to be able to jerk his way around here, should be kind of stuck and slowly burnt out. Things going very well. NIGMA in this game 1 early laning phase.
And with that bottle, we saw GH takes the bottle from Mind Control, grabs the bounty rune earlier. That's why they have so much mana up here to be able to apply that pressure onto the Void. So yeah, it works out. Luna's still getting pressured. ILTW, he still is suffering quite a lot, but some nice big moves from NIGMA.
Do you think
for these kills
they can afford for the Luna to have the worst laning phase of their 2-3 cores, rather? We're probably going to see him go down again here. They're going to rely on the Inkswell stun to be able to get ILTW out of here. Boxy not going to go chase him down and let the Luna live for now.
I think they can, just because you can. I see he already put the second point in his Lunar Blessing, which might hurt that he didn't see the point for the Glaives, but he can just go Glaive build, and the team, right, the NIGMA lineup, he can fight as 4. They don't need the Luna in all these instances, and they can pick and choose their battles, right? Like Liquid, when they know Chronosphere is up, when they know Snapfire ult is up, when they know Kano Offering's up, they're not going to just run it MS4. They got to, like, you know, just play smartly around that if the Luna's being up.
Yeah, big difference from, say, the Faceless Void, who, you know, maybe top of CS, but he's also being pressured a bit, having that depth. This is a hero that, in some ways, needs to have a good laning phase, right? Because you're way back into the game. You don't have that flash farming mechanism. Yeah. You have to, if you want to get back into the game, you have bad laning, you have to get good Chronospheres. You have to actually to get back in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He does. He had excellent. They have excellent moves with that Chrono. Absolutely, just have to be sure they get the right targets inside it. They have to catch Miracle for the most part inside that Chrono, like all game, or he's just gonna turn it quite quickly.
Well, we did say I heard the panel talk about the Decrepify, but it's a little different when you've got a huge amount of magic damage you throw inside the Chronosphere, right? Like, I'm not sure if Decrepify is a good idea when there's a Snapfire this side. Snowball, that's going to stop Boxy's TP. He thought he was going to be home free with the Lucent being used, but ILTW, he's
okay, he puts the So he just wants to have that high damage when they do rotate to his lane. I mean, if they're
They just have to dodge and split push.
they're just gonna have to play really according to these cooldowns. It's like, and it's going to be really dependent on how Mick gets the setup, because he really is going to be the majority of that setup. Since I mean, I want to say Quite was struggling. Quite was actually decent, but it's going to be a lot of pressure on Mick to just land that, just landed on like 2 or 3 heroes. Hey, they have fun too. At least we have got Tiny. Like Quite when he gets played, he can toss heroes into the chrono as we used to see.
Yeah, that's true. 5-2, as you said. Quifa doing better than expected, considering he got ganked and killed early on. Same goes with Mickey, who's actually top net worth right now, even though he did die early on. That is kind of what we were saying from the beginning, is that in comparison, Mickey's doing very well because ILTW was pressured so much in lane.
Speaking of this, sure, we see GH as well as Kuroki kind of set up around mid. Taiga wants to slow down this tower push because mid tower, it's a blaster. It's a blast and a half.
Are they really going to go for this? I feel like if you use the chrono early, that may just be NIGMA straight up pushing down your towers. Get that cooldown up. But let's see. They're going to try for it. And I feel like you've committed so much. The time walk back down. Cookie hop. Gets on top of him. Still hoping for a bash here. He finally does get it, and they won't have to expand the chronosphere. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Boxy in some trouble here, but oh, nice snowball. Great reaction there from GH as he gets out of the avalanche, but won't be able to get away from the toss of Boxy, and they're going to try and burst him down before he can get anything else up. NIGMA are going to have to retreat here, probably going to lose Kuro on their way out. A chronosphere is going to be used on the mid lane at the same time. Liquid, they have a slower lineup here, but they're going to be keeping their fast pace, getting kills in all 3 lanes.
Great moves, great rotate. The whole team swinging over to get mind control actually causes them to be able to swing and catch Miracle in the mid lane. Mickey getting a heads up with his chrono, and that's pre-6 on Taiga. Now he'll have more chances for the next fight too. Some really heads up moves coming up from Liquid, and Quickfo should now be enabled to get a pretty damn good timing on this blink dagger off.
Yeah, certainly. That being said, it did come at a trade-off, right? The reason Miracle is so far forward, he's taken that mid tower before 10 minutes.
Are those
Now he's gonna have a lot
cracks in Dyer's top tower?
To be able to move on the map and just continue pressuring and getting that extra gold. You know, these tower gold doesn't add up quite quickly when you are doing this type of early centric draft. Like Luna, Darkseer, Pogna push. We'll get some good timings on. It looks like it's going to be actually first on the Darkseer.
Okay. Agree with that? Magic damage being the biggest threat in this game right now?
Yeah, just because they have the
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
Most of those others, and just tanking like the tiny combos. Like if everybody, I'm like looking around, looking at the heroes, like who's got raindrops, who's prepared for those tiny combos.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Well, ILTW will have a lot of space to work with all these early towers being taken. Let's see how well he recovers.
And it's just the 1 point in beam.
Not much good's happening to
1-3, so now
Radiant's
he's got
bottom
almost the
tower.
max clips. They're going to be giving him the majority of the safe farm on his side of the map wall. DPC Miracle and Mind Control both try to apply as much pressure as possible, especially now that Chrono's down. But they have to be wary. He's got the blink. It's really early.
Yeah, it is. And they've already smoked up Koipa and Haiga. 2 playmakers of the team. They're going to be able to find Miracle, get him. They're going to be sure to use some Mortimer's kisses. They want to take absolutely no chance that Miracle can get away. They want to make sure he dies.
And bridge that they have right now is
he had an arcane rune, mind control. He knows that he's been totally on. He just tries to throw it down the wall, but that's about as best as he can do here. GH is still looking for a fight because he has Grimstroke behind him, but I feel like this is a little scary. All right, he will get away.
He's just shy. It's like 5 mana short of having the avalanches walk through this arcane rune, almost getting them 3 kills consecutively. But ward coverage, you know, they see Miracle playing a little bit too far up. You can see the Darkseer also isolated. And Boxy, he's living the dream during those moves. He actually just farms Ancients, farms the hard camp, and now he's got a blink too. So double blink initiators and a chrono. Liquid have hit quite a good timing here.
I actually feel like that's a very underrated and under-talked about skill, is the ability for a 5 position, whatever warder you have, to be able to read where the pressure is going to be able to come in. Okay, we're going to be losing our mid tower. We're going to be losing our top tower. Getting defensive vision down preemptively. And that does allow you to be able to find a kill like Miracle there.
And just being set up for it, too. You know, just Taiga trying to kill in the area, waiting for an opportunity. But now, NIGMA now, looking for an actual smoke rotation to try to slow down Mickey, because he's starting to get a bit too much farm. And he's getting all these kills, he's not getting pressured almost at all.
Oh, big kill if they can get. He's going to go out. Mickey can't actually get rid of that sound because of the Decrepify and SD combo that we've seen a number of times before. And NIGMA put it to good use here.
I really love Grimstroke Pugna in just multiple different forms of those too, right? The double decrep, double drain, the decrep plus that Phantom's always fun.
Yeah.
As NIGMA will get some pressure up, but
structures have been
they're also probably able to just take out the bottom tower in the meanwhile.
So it's that. Going to be their first tower of the game. Net worth very even, 6-8. NIGMA doing about like, I don't know, you'd probably put this game 50-50, right? Like NIGMA is doing what they need to do, but the pressure is on them to take more map control.
I'd maybe give like a slight favor to Liquid just because like these blinks are so
top
early.
tower
Like
is under
13-minute blinks on both mid and the offlaner. Your faceless void lane is doing quite well too, so that maybe giving them the slight edge as they do have that crazy scaling potential.
Oh, missed out with the stun there. The TP is going to be coming in from the tiny GH. It's surely caught here. No way out for him.
The damage that's going to be coming out. This minus armor is going to start. It's going to be ridiculous whenever they connect. Almost done for Taiga.
And I think one big point is you as lose too many heroes in a row, they can actually take Roshan from you, and that is like a big momentum staller right there. The enemy team that is the better late game picks up the Aegis. That's rough.
Okay, they actually get the pickup.
Oh, they got him again.
Gets there.
Pull them back in. He's not getting away from the drain. The Silence is there. They're going to throw out the golem, trying to interrupt things. They can maybe still win this fight. Soulbind latching on in. No, Boxy not able to stay on top of Miracle. He's actually getting some heals out. The double stuck going off onto the golem there. I actually did Soulbind onto the golem. I guess it's a hero unit, right?
Yeah, I mean, he probably clicked the golem then, and it's attached to the other hero, right?
Yeah.
That's the way he must have done it. Hey, I guess they can go for their own. Team with Medallion. I also want to point out, just kidnapped Mind Control's bottle the entire game, so he never gave it.
This is mine now. I thought maybe it would go the other way. Supports are going to be feeding Core's bottles, but apparently not.
Making a ton.
So they do have Mickey here. They're going to try what pickoffs they can without using the spear. Mount Control certainly stuck in the pit and will manage to get 2 kills. Looking for more now. Koi Fun Bakti leading the charge with their blink daggers. Blink right position here. He'd actually find Burrow and Miracle, but he'd be pretty far ahead of his team. So Liquid are going to give up on that for now, and it's actually NIGMA are going to try and get aggressive here. They're going to find the pickoff on Insania in the back lines here. And Boxy, he's going to take that challenge. Mortimer Kiss is raining, and they're going to be able to bring down Miracle because the Aegis is on ILTW. So they're going to try and leave ILTW for last here. Dash Chronosphere actually going down. They're going to try and deal with the Tusk because, again, the extra life. The Cookie doesn't do anything, though. Inside Chronosphere, the Inkswell's going to stall up Boxy and Mickey. He's got to get out now. GH going to try and chase him. Boxy, okay, Taiga. He's doesn't have a TP, so there's no way out. He's just going to suicide into the tier 2.
They tried to turn because they got, their world got caught. They tried to go for this big fight, but NIGMA, they've got a little bit too much. And ILTW, I believe he just takes level 13 as that fight's hung up when they get the kill. Gets the point in the Eclipse, so he's able to zone them away.
Good.
There's a fight still coming out from both sides, but Liquid fighting into this unit. We're seeing that Lunar Blessing come into play. We're seeing just that whole power of where NIGMA is grouped up. Even into these big team fight spells of Liquid, they're somehow able to take.
Yeah, it's actually 2 different fights now that like small little mechanical play. They've actually changed some of the Soulbind there on the previous team fight, and this one that they could have definitely used an additional cookie stun on ILTW, but sadly
he tried to
Yeah.
He tried cookie while he was in the chrono, right?
Yeah.
So the cookie doesn't work. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for sure. Yeah, they just still
I guess Radiant
tried to get
fortified
cleaned
their
up anyway,
structures.
but yeah, small
Radiant's
little
top
things.
tower has looked better. Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
See if they are going to be able to take this tier 2 early. They're not. They're going to back up.
Radiant's top tower
It's,
deserves just as much help
Perfect
as the
item
bottom.
for Liquid's draft and style of this game. The Philosopher's Stone. They're trying to
Yeah.
take it to the later stages, get that Philly up on Insanity.
Watch the replay again. We'll see the initiation from Boxy. They very easily blow up Miracle here. That's all fine, well, and good. But ILTW, this is about the time it's pumping out some serious damage. And sadly, the Cookie comes in here, not really doing anything for this. So ILTW is just able to get off the Eclipse, and that's kind of that.
Yeah, I do want to point out just the distance that NIGMA can poke and prod. Lucent Eve, they put the Stroke of Fate, Hug the Blast, so many spells they can shoot from a distance.
Those
It's
things
insane,
don't
yeah.
keep me
Trying
now.
to ward for a moment. And yeah, Kuroki skill built this game. Since he has a ranged carry, even though he Tusk, he only has the 1 point in Ink Swell. He's got 4 points in Stroke for that ranged spam that they've been doing, and then the Phantom's Embrace is so efficient versus Void.
Yeah, I really like this. He's got the Decrepify. The Ren damage is really insane, especially the Decrepify when it goes off. So I do like this choice quite a bit from him.
Even the talent, like if he chooses to take the DPS now, it's like 780 damage when it's maxed out on Phantom. It's one of the higher burst damages in the game, but I don't think I've seen like anyone take it because the other one's just so value.
Yeah. So we have Liquid. They hit a timing. They got their blink daggers. They took, maybe 2 okay fights, but now it feels like the timing's gone. And I'm presuming the next time BKBs. I mean, that Faceless Void feels like it needs one really badly.
Oh god, he's going. Yes, and why? Because he's probably just feeling like the leash and all this is going to be devastating for him, even if he has BKB. Because he's playing versus that Grimstroke. Yeah, it's going to be some tough moments for Liquid, as this is like the peak time. Aegis, you've got your group up with Luna, with Agna, with Darkseer. Like these heroes all just, they work so well together. They just have to make sure they're not clumped. The only way Liquid can really take this big fight is a humongous chrono that just lands the whole entire combo. But if they pick a fight where they're not all together, like exactly at the same time, NIGMA's just gonna like insta-kill one hero and move on to the next very quickly.
All right, well, 1 more minute left for that Aegis, and you can take the outpost.
Yep.
They want is they've already taken that mid lane. Not that they need it before 20 minutes, of course, but the passive experience is always nice. Watch Insania. Just very easily 100-0'd.
Yep. And that actually, I didn't notice, GH got the Blink Dagger off that kill too. So now,
Let the
easier
fighting recommence.
initiation for NIGMA. Liquid still has a lot of ways to be able to get onto these targets, but now there's save and initiation for NIGMA that's going to make it quite a lot harder.
Tried to vacuum him back in. NIGMA, kind of that awkward position where you almost want to go high ground, just try and force people back, but it's also inherently very dangerous to even approach that area. So they're not going to go high ground. Liquid are going to be allowed to maintain their current positioning, which is cores farming up side lanes and generally trying to stay off map.
I think going high ground whenever you're versus Tiny is always quite scary. You get like one toss back and make the decision. We help him with him.
Look at this triangle vision. They had vision on their own triangle. Again, a great warding technique of just like knowing they're going to be pressuring their side of the map. They have to play side lanes. And they have to try farm somewhere else. Let's get some really nice defensive vision to be able to spot that. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually scale out on a kill here, but Mickey is going to be forced out of that position. Root way to his side. Taiga, nice deny there on the DD with a little shredder.
Aegis does get reclaimed. It does sweep them out of their triangle. So now Mickey has to farm in a more defensive position. And NIGMA now can probably look to just claim areas around their wards, just keep protecting wards, and just playing around those. You do see Liquid just kind of playing in the dark. They only have that one ward down on the bottom right side, and I think one the river, which is soon expiring. So is not the safe for them.
So I just did my own little in-person replay, and I watched Kuro, and he did actually click Soulbind on Boxy earlier, and it just automatically latched onto the goal. So
that's really cool. I did not know that.
Yeah,
it's like a lot of times in I've seen people like click it on a hero and then it you clicking on an illusion and it latches to the hero, but
Cracks in
it's
Dyer's
just
top
full
tower.
hero unit. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Man, smoke up from like no Aegis
Dyer's top
on
tower is under
ILTW.
attack.
They get the right chronosphere here. Maybe they can change. Which is fine. They're going to be able to get it immediately. The Mourners kisses are raining in. They're going to try and burst down ILTW as quick as possible. Mourners kisses run out as the Toss was able to stall that out. ILTW, a sliver of HP, and he finally does go down. Mind Control put him back into the wall, but he's certainly dead here unless he gets super lucky and jukes all this out. Into the trees he goes, hiding away. But Koifa, like a bloodhound, sniffs him out into the trees. 4 kills for Liquid for that team fight.
NIGMA caught their pants down, not fully ready with that positioning there. They lose the Luna very early on. The Crypto gets popped by Koifa. Perfect wraparound. Liquid reading the scenario perfectly. That one ward that they had in the river actually kind of caused all that because they saw NIGMA swimming up and getting that set up there, so they're able to get the wraparound. Now though, they did expand everything. And it's going to be up to NIGMA to punish that themselves. They're gonna smoke immediately.
How far do you push this? Like, if you don't find the team fight, do you try and pull high ground, or what do you do? They're gonna find Taiga with the smoke. Not a core kill, so it's okay.
I think you're just swinging for kills. With this trio, or maybe with the 4, you just swing for kills.
Okay.
And the Luna just deals with pushing out the lanes at the moment. Just keep looking to just play any type of advantage. Claiming triangle's still a little bit scary, but if they're willing to try, they still have a good opportunity. And it looks like they're actually gonna try.
Well, you called it. They smoke out a kill. Smoke go again. Boxy blinking into the river here. He's getting chased down, pulled back in by Vacuum as well. So 1 pickoff becomes 2. NIGMA keeping up the pace here.
Yeah. If it's trying to shove the bottom lane as fast as possible so he can drive that attention from Team NIGMA down there so that they can get more time to be able to have the chrono. They just want to buff time right now and Liquid to be able to take the better fight when they do have the calls up as GH. He's on the prowl.
To find him immediately. Walrus punches him, catches him. Koifa pops that haste through. Now he may still be caught, especially since they've got the snowball to see where he's kind of going. Shards, can they block him in? Oh, barely misses out on that one. Koifa, I believe he's going to be away. Home free. Links TP's out very nicely done by him. So it does create a little space.
Great space. But look, and again, another smoke from Team NIGMA. They're just like, guys, Chrono and Chaotic offering down. Let's go, go, go.
Did they save all of their, like, how many times do you have 3 smoke available? I feel like they almost saved them intentionally for when these abilities were going to be on cooldown, as they're going to find Taiga once again.
Okay. Roche in about a minute as well, so Liquid will have all their ults are going to be up for that Roche fight. NIGMA has effectively punished it. How many kills did they actually get there? That's
They got 3. They got 2 on Taiga, 1 on Boxy. They missed out on the quick kill, obviously. So
pretty good for them.
yeah, not bad. Oh, pick up the pick up for Insania. See Mickey with the Scotty next item. I believe. Does Luna have her BKB?
She does. She's
Okay.
very almost 18 too. Mickey has hit 18 though, so he's a little bit ahead on that front at least. And he does have protection. He does have Manta to at least cover him a little bit. He's like and the silences and the decreps and all that will be annoying him a lot.
Illusion.
Okay.
Right. 3 into 10. Just how valuable the item is because it builds from that Aether Lens and then Blink.
Yeah. And he's even going to go back for a Glimmer kill. We saw there the difference in the goal that they're getting from these bounty runes. NIGMA, they're up by 5K. Half of that is purely coming from the fact that they have gotten a lot more bounty runes than Liquid. Obviously, for all that map control they've got.
Yep. Liquid now, BKB's up on box, so he has a much easier time just getting into the backlines, which, you know, if we see
Radiant's
Liquid
top
get the
tower
hit,
deserves
like hit their
just as
spells
much help as
properly,
bottom.
when they can get these opportunities to wrap around, they still have good shots in the fight. They just, it's
Radiant's
a lot
top
harder for them
tower
to
has
actually
fallen.
get through this annoying Darkseer who runs right into the front most of the time.
Yeah, mind control. He's currently trying to do that exact job, just kind of like running interference, being on front. Liquid, they're going to try and
walking in.
sneak on by here. They know they're coming, though. They're immediately going to get a stun off. Mickey's going to be silenced here. Mickey in a bit of trouble. He's going to pop Manta, and he's back for mind control. While Boxy ended up going in. GH is trying to finish off Taiga here, but the heal is going to prevent that as he's going to be left on the river side of things. While Boxy, he's been creating a ton of space there. Everybody else was pushed away from this engagement. Even the buyback coming in from mind control because they know they really can't afford to give up this Roshan.
Mickey just puts his body out there. He's like, all right, my control wants to be a tanky boy. I'm
Someone
way
better help
tankier as this boy.
Dyer's middle
2800 HP. He's also got the nether shot. He runs in, gives so much information for his team, and they don't have to use any ults. So now for this next fight, they have that, and they know my control does not have buyback. So if they catch this Darkseer, it will break most of the team fight that's coming out from NIGMA, because he is so crucial to NIGMA's team fight.
Yeah, pretty good play by Mickey, as you said, both of the positioning, and he seems to be holding on to the Chronos for a lot. He is just not expending that very easily. I think the only time he's really been using it, right, was Miracle Kill mid and in ILTW, those others.
He's got his target priority for sure. Liquid.
If they can catch him, perhaps before he pops BKB, Mickey's going to be initiated on first. Snowball, chain stuff, big I believe the Mortimer's raining it, and he didn't get off the BKB. A hefty amount of damage coming in, but it's actually only about half HP. ILTW will turn down with the Eclipse. They've got to be able to get away from this magic damage raining in. Taiga be left for dead, but Mickey's going to be okay for now. Now they go back in. Boxy with BKB, stalking the back line. They want Miracle, and they want him back, but Decrepify stalling things out. He allowed the life drain to go for ILTW, and quite tossing Miracle enough in the air. He says enough of that, but Miracle's actually still alive. Essence Ring, another round of Decrepify. He's trying to do it for as long as he can, but ultimately he's got no more backup left. He stays alive admirably for a very long time there, but Liquid, they easily trounce the rest of NIGMA in that team fight.
And now,
Radiant's middle
advanced water, they
tower
actually
is
want
under attack.
nobody
Where
in this
is
fight.
Radiant's
They can
middle
go straight for
tower go?
Roche. And actually, before doing that, they're actually...
They found Koifa. Please! I guess that lane ward right there on the left must have spotted mind control. So now you're going to be able to get... Oh, man, second road shot is such a huge objective. Now that you also get the shard on top of that.
They're beating on Dyer's top
Yeah, now-
tower.
Like, with the way that their heroes all work, like, they scale quite hard, and NIGMA's problems now going forward.
Yeah.
That last fight kind of set everything for them. You know, the Chrono
Are those
lands, the
cracks
Snapfire
in
just
Dyer's
land.
top tower?
Was able to reset, and then they have another round of big ultimates. The chaotic offering coming in. For the whole time, he sat on Miracle. He kept controlling him over and over again, and just like Avalanche, reset, come back, toss Avalanche, reset. They didn't let Miracle really do much in the fights.
Do you agree with this choice? That giving the shard to me. Now he has some reverse time ult. Used like
Saw
that.
yesterday too. You can do some fun juke plays. You know, you can dodge some spells.
Yeah. I feel like the cast range is actually what makes it legit.
Dyer's
That
bottom
is
tower
absolutely
is under
fair.
attack.
400 cast range definitely just makes it worthwhile as Chrono. I mean, it is everything. I forgot that it
Dyer's
gave 400.
structures
I
are
thought it was a lot less than that.
Yeah, dude, why is it 400 and it gives a second ability? I feel like Ice Rock's going insane with
Dyer's
shards for
bottom tower is
carries,
being
man.
chipped away.
Yeah, that's quite crazy.
It's like, here's
the start on Boxy too, and it's really valuable
Dyer's
too. So I mean, yeah, it's
bottom tower
absolutely
needs help.
best one for Void.
He's like, go ahead. You've got a new ability, and minus 2 seconds cool, or increased cast range as
Dyer's
well.
bottom tower is under
Or
attack.
make it heal and strong dispel and extra damage and do something.
Dyer's bottom tower is fallen.
It definitely feels like these shards are no
Dyer's
longer
bottom
like
tower
this
is being chipped away.
unlike slightly optional thing, but they're very rapidly becoming core to some of these heroes.
Yeah, for some, for sure. But then there's other ones, like, you know, you look at Pugnas and you're like, in very rare situations, is this going to be valuable in comparison? As speaking of Pugna,
Dyer's
Miracle,
bottom tower
He's
is
very
under
far
attack.
forward here.
that's crazy.
Mickey.
Mickey's got Chrono at the ready.
Dyer's bottom tower needs some help.
That's something.
Didn't quite see him. He almost has Scotty too, so I feel like in some ways it'd be nice for them to just chill out and fill that up. Koifa does have his Aghanim Scepter, so now the Tiny can pump some serious damage into the Chronosphere as well, going back to the point where you probably need a Decrepify to save those units from the tree vault that's going to be raining in. Oxy hunting with an Invis Rune.
Level 8. 18-2, so we've got Mac Corrosive Haze that applies with his Slithering Crush.
Oh boy, that wasn't even a bash hit. That was just a regular one. That was like a third of his hit. HP. Oh no.
The quiver hit, right? So the quiver.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I was like,
wait, what? I was like, that wasn't a bash.
that damage was insane. Maxi.
And Mika, he finds himself a Mind Breaker, but he's still.
Oh, they found ILTW. He's going to be forced to pop his BKB, but they've got a Solar Crest on Boxy, so he is swinging really fast. They're going to drop the Golem here for Boxy to try and get one more hit in to get that bash. ILTW away into the trees. There is an escape point out of this area, and he will manage to use that to barely get back to the base. And no, Mickey's here with the Chronosphere. Oh, another Glimmer King, and they're actually getting the Light Drain as well. Uh-oh, Liquid. It's going to be a little difficult. ILTW finally finished off. He is. Magic damage is there. Grimshow's going to be swallowed up by the Boxy and Mickey combo here. Miracle and GH are left to try and hold base by themselves.
And it's like, wait, we can't hit tier 3s. Oh yeah, tier 2s are still up. Oops, we're fighting. Great chase forward. Liquid really catching their stride.
Dire's top
And
tower is under attack.
all the team fights they chose to take have been just
Radiant's middle
except for the
tower
one
could use some
around
help.
the Aegis point where they blew it initially, but besides that, perfect connections pretty much from everybody. And Koikfa, a really
Radiant's
solid
middle tower
performance
shouldn't
on
have
the
to
Tiny
take
after a
this.
bit of a
Radiant's middle
tough
tower
start in the
has
lane.
fallen.
And kind of a rough game for him, mostly because Liquid is doing a good job hunting him
Radiant's middle
down.
tower is under attack.
And they're always getting on the targets that they need to. They're always jumping onto these backline targets and these
Against
double
Radiant,
plates, the
fortified their
Chronosphere, that
structures.
big
Dire have fortified their
chaotic offering.
structures.
It's enough for them.
I'm beginning to think, Fog, that
Radiant's middle tower
Vegas
has fallen.
I mean, the way OG used it with amplifying him up with all the speed, now we're seeing with fight via Corrosive Haze, like it really seemed like Faceless Void as just a right-clicking hero is really top tier right now.
Yeah, he's just back. You just have to be very cautious, and I think that's the big thing that I noticed from the early game was just like holding the chrono, right? Like you have to wait for the right opportunity, the perfect opportunity. Getting a single kill in this type of game, it's not going to work. If you're playing versus such a big group up, you need to wait for the perfect opportunities, and they really have done that. Like NIGMA has just been constantly on the prowl, constantly on the hunt with these smoke, trying to punish and split up Liquid when they don't have cooldowns. But Liquid, for the most part, they've been cool as a cucumber, waiting for this to come back up. 40 seconds till they're in their base.
Look how safe they are. Sitting around their tier 4s, Insania using shadow lines. Like, he's like, guys, we know you're 5-man smoking. We can smell a desperation get out of base smoke. And we'll see if Liquid in turn are going to do something
Radiant's top
similar
tower
here.
has looked better.
And who's going to end up winning out on the initiation fight? Because it feels like that's the biggest thing, right? It's like whoever gets the right kind of initiation here, and it's mostly been Liquid. Straight up. See something, gets a little vision, backs away. Now ILTW outside of position here, already down to half health. They're going to use the shards to block the entrance off. Miracle will use Blink Dagger. Time dilation on cooldown now. He's still going to record though. The Chronosphere opportunity is here. Immediately gets stunned, actually pushed away by Miracle as well. We're on the crown. ILTW going to be targeted here with the Corrosive Haze on him. He's popped BKB. He has a butterfly. He is being shredded by this right-click damage. He can't even get off of the clips. He's just done for it. He doesn't have buyback either. NIGMA. Oh, dominating. I mean, the tiny, the Faceless Void are doing so much damage thanks to the Corrosive Haze. I'm beginning to wonder, like, why aren't more people picking Florida like BSJ has been asking for?
I have to agree.
Middle barracks are under
Look
attack.
at it. Box is so comfortable. And they still have Chrono. They didn't actually even have to use it in the fight. They could just right-click the entire
Yeah.
Look what they're doing to Radiant's
I mean, he's using the rewind really well. He's not getting vision. Now he's going to make the commitment here. Okay, ILTW's not buying back. Let's go ahead and take down Miracle. Oh. Slight pause here. It looks like we had somebody's PC froze, but...
It crashed as well, actually.
Oh, really?
It was just them. Yeah, I was like, was it me? Is it them? What happened here? Everyone's just standing still.
Well, I have to wonder if NIGMA are perhaps considering a GG call. They still have the tier 2s up on the side lanes here, so even, they're going to lose this fight and stuff. Probably going to give up their mid lane of barracks, but they can hold on if they want to. And
Radiant's middle barracks
tier
have
4s or
fallen.
something like that.
I think
Radiant's
yeah,
middle
they
barracks
fully
are
lost their stride.
Radiant's middle barracks
Liquid just
have
have
fallen.
cruised in these last few, like 14 fights in a row. Making too tanky. He's too big. The fact that your Void can just time walk in over and over again like this and can't punish just says everything. It's a 4,000 health Void with the cheese.
Yeah, I
Radiant's
like his
top
build too.
tower
It's a
is
very
under attack.
tanky build, right? He built Manta to help deal with the Phantom's Embrace and the Prepify. Just a value Sange to be
Radiant's
able to
top
deal with
tower has fallen.
various stuns and that status resistance. And now a Scotty, so 4,000 HP almost.
Yeah, it looked a little scary, right? Because it went Maelstrom and then like Sange, and he got killed like twice, and then SY. But then when he disassembles, it all starts to make a lot of sense. Yeah, this is some good stuff from Liquid, just being able to take this fight.
Radiant's
Enigma.
top tower
No,
has
this was a
looked
very
better.
timing-based lineup that they wanted to get an advantage and keep pressing that advantage, but Liquid didn't really ever allow that to happen. I think the highest it ever went was what, 5K gold lead? I don't think
Yeah.
the experience ever even went into Enigma's favor. So yeah, Liquid taking all these fights, and it's around that vision, right? Like I noticed like the few times they did have vision where they got these big wraparounds was huge for them.
Yeah, certainly. But also I feel like Luna's just, am I wrong in saying I feel like she's pretty hard countered by just having these like corrosive haze makes it so like her one idea is like, okay, she at least has a lot of agility even if her HP pool is squishy, but then like that all gets taken away, so she's being shredded by physical damage.
Yeah, still feels like the same problem that Luna's always had, at least from what we're seeing in this game, right? You're just, you're kind of fragile. You're this carry hero.
Dyer's bottom
if you get
tower is
collapsed
under
on, which
attack.
is gonna happen. You're gonna get
Radiant's
collapsed on,
top
especially
tower
from the start.
deserves just as much
Kinda
help
still
as
just die.
bottom.
You have to be playing at such a far advantage. I
Dyer's
don't even know if he was
bottom
actually
tower
ahead of
is
Void
shattered
almost at
into
all this
little
game, right?
pieces.
He was actually like neck and neck.
Radiant's top
Mickey kept
tower
up
is
with
under
him.
attack.
Yeah, and it helped that Mickey was able to exit the laning phase top net worth,
Radiant's
and
top tower deserves
then he
just as
didn't
much help as
really
bottom.
get picked up a whole lot. Okay, Telescope, Spell Prism. Those are two different nice items
Radiant's
for
top
Miracle.
tower has
Not
looked
bad.
better.
Everyone's on their toes with Mickey around, man. He keeps on jumping in.
Radiant's top
And they're
tower
like,
has
oh, is
fallen.
this the time he's going to go for the Chronosphere? He's got it up now. It's finally off cooldown.
What's that ward duration? Now with the spell prism and the op duration. 51.
LTW, you gotta be careful. That butterfly does protect you against those trees. Prepify for a moment, but look at this. The damage, the fatal bonds set up off a nice Chronosphere. Insania collects 3 of the kills, and Mickey will get the other 2. The friendship duo that has gone through the test of time from Heroes of New Worth and now Dota 2 stays strong. Look at those 2 lads as they're able to finish off the game in pretty nice style. Liquid taking game 1 against NIGMA.
I like how they started to. I feel like they identified that they needed to bypass, like quite quickly. They needed to bypass the Darkseer and the Tusk. I think that that fight around the top side, around the secret shop, when Mick
Dire team's turn to pick.
Please, back. Can confirm that. don't
So
worry.
crazy to watch.
Okay, so just in case people aren't aware, you know, as for Ags, it turns an enemy or ally to stone.
10
You can,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
surprisingly cast it on, like Carl just mentioned, the Phoenix Egg.
Can you do it on
5 seconds
Tombstone too?
remaining.
No,
Does that not count?
that's not a Tombstone's not a hero, Carl. Phoenix Egg is
Oh,
like
true. Duh. Okay, never mind.
You okay there, Carl?
In my head,
Reel it
they're
back in.
conceptually like the same thing.
Yeah, I
you know,
know.
hit-based structured
Yes.
types. But yeah,
Dude,
you're right.
I can turn
Let's
my
move
ancient.
on. Let's
Imagine
talk
if you
about
could
the
turn
ban.
your ancient to stone and just boot it out of the That's how broken it
Well,
is.
you can
Carl.
Arc Warden bubble it.
Yeah, true.
I think that the one of these teams knows that mechanic well. That's another style of play I think that we might just not see out of NIGMA unless they're willing to put Miracle on something like an Arc Warden. From what we've seen so far, he's the active playmaker. In a lot of ways, you look at what he's played, it feels a lot like he's just
Dire team's turn to pick.
modeling his hero pool after Thompson. I never thought we would see a Miracle Pugna.
Do you think you'd see a Miracle Sand King?
No.
There we go. We're going down a new route, a new path. And we haven't mentioned it yet, but the puck, of course, now because NIGMA was first pick, Liquid had to opt out to ban the IO and the
10 seconds
Beastmaster.
remaining.
Most of the top teams now banning out Beastmaster as a
Yeah.
respect of how broken it is. I wouldn't be
5
surprised if
seconds
7.29C was to come imminently because it kind of... when that hero is so broken with the concept of axes, the drafting idea is kind of devalued, right? You're just automatically
Submarine
getting...
machines
Everyone has to ban
turn to pick.
Beastmaster
Yep.
because it is the
Neuron.
only hero now
Ooh.
you can say is hardcore broken.
I like that.
Yep. This is, I think, quite likely a Taiga hero.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
could
strong
also
lanes.
be core.
Sanking
but
Mirana, for sure. Yeah, that's the lane.
now we're really getting NA. You know, taking a page out of the book after the success of the major, perhaps. But
10 seconds
This
remaining.
Second best region, yeah.
this is something that...
5 seconds
who's
remaining.
it? I mean, I've seen Taiga play on stream constantly. He just goes for an Ags rush. I think in this sort of game, Sand King might not go for a Solar Crest, so you'd go for it on the Mirana instead. But it provides a lot of nice utility, too. With a Golem, you're all about getting that right fight, and having what's effectively a free smoke every 2 minutes, thanks to the Mirana ulti, is really nice to try and play the map.
I think this pick's more about just like the laning pressure, right? It's the idea that when you have Sanking off lane, you need the right four to be with you, be it a Willow, be it the Mirana,
Yeah.
be it something to apply pressure. Because if NIGMA does go for that hard carry, and there's a weaker four being played, like they can't pick like an Earth for it here or something, you know, like this melee guy, because then it's a free game for RTW to pick anything he wants into free farm.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Cheever's pacing around.
I have got some steps to catch up on, okay, Kyle?
Ooh, I like this pick from NIGMA. Gets rid of the fatal bonds that we've mentioned
Yeah.
so many times.
So that's most likely going to be Kuro's hero, right?
Possible.
Yeah, but-
I think a core. I actually prefer
10
core
seconds
Baden
remaining.
in this kind of game because you welcome the stun arrow combination and you can
5
remove it
seconds
from
remaining.
an
And also
ally.
you're playing into the Warlock, right?
Yeah.
Warlock has a
Radiant
5, doesn't
team's
really apply
turn to
pressure,
pick.
therefore a melee.
Assassin.
Okay, yeah,
Could we
and then
turn
now they
away
pick up
from
a
this
PA,
battle?
a more independent carry. That's
Yeah,
the key
I
thing.
would prefer this to be a mind control offlane of Baden.
And then have like a Tusk 5 with a range carry, and then some.
Sure. The thing is, when you have a Baden against Warlock, to your point, there's no pressure. You remove the fatal bombs
10
or
seconds
the
remaining.
offensive battle work, so you can't actually take any pressure. You'd
5
be
seconds
1v1
remaining.
against this PA and likely trade, and the 4 is then free to play the map as he wishes.
Yeah, it would be interesting if they were to, you know, Tusk 5, Abaddon off lane, ranged 4, apply some pressure to PA. But again, they could easily just leave this as a casual 5 Abaddon because Sanking Mirana, that lane is completely deconstructed by the shield as well. So I think realistically, we're looking at
That's a good point.
the obnoxious mind control hero here to play with the Tusk and have kill for
You
it.
could it's a good point because the thing is, in the event, you could see NIGMA perhaps aggro tri-laning, right? Leave your Baden against the double stun, but you actually don't want to do that.
He
Baden
does.
gets pretty
Radiant team
bodied
ban.
by a Sand King. The new Caustic's very strong. Love that pick.
Okay.
That is a potential 2 or 3 very good against Sand King throughout the game. Can
That's
get
just
pressured earlier on in the
This
game.
is just mind controls here. I think it's simply put, it's you play into the PA. Normally, Timbersaws get a little bit pressured by what the 5 brings, but
seconds
again, we
remaining.
mentioned Warlock defensive hero. It's going to be enabling the PA to just to exist. So yeah,
5
this is going to be a
seconds
Timbersaw, soon to be level 3 or 4. Tusk now opens up his game to start applying pressure across the map.
Fire
You
team
banned the
banned.
Viper here now. They banned Lone Druid. Okay, still respecting Team Liquid and Koifa's prowess. I'd be very afraid. I think Viper and Death Prophet would round out the Liquid draft quite nicely. For Nigma, I think you want a Miracle Hero here then, unless it's just
10
Miracle
seconds
Puck.
remaining.
It might just be Miracle Puck.
Miracle, they need a carry. You know, they
Because
don't need
if you guys want to have
5
Abaddon as a
seconds
core,
No. So now it's simply ABBA 5 enabling
Radiant
a
team's turn to ban.
last pick or second to last pick hit carry for RTW. I think that's the key thing here. Active mid, really obnoxious off lane, win condition now for RTW.
Maybe a troll. I'm thinking about later on in the game having because it's all about cleanses now. You want to ensure Liquid's lineup. It's all
10
PA
seconds
when we
remaining.
get to the later stages of the game, but their mid game, all the heavy lifting is going to have to be done by this
5
3-4-5
seconds
combination.
remaining.
The
Any-
stun combo
Dire
and the
team's
fatal
turn
bombs.
to ban.
Any carry that can either disjoint that chain CC, because right now their stun is the perfect burrow strike into arrow then
Radiant
got them.
team's turn
Yep.
to
It
ban.
isn't easy, so
Maybe a
some
Slark.
some Slark, some Jugs band, left it band.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Slark, troll with Ags. You can dispel the fatal bonds.
Or any carry that wants to go BKB pretty quickly and be happy with that
Yeah.
purchase. But NIGMA need to pick first. They need to pick up
10
the carry
seconds
we're
remaining.
talking about.
I really like this.
Dire
Slark.
team's
It's just a
turn to
bit spooky.
we go?
Troll.
Sure. Okay, yeah, fine. He's going to have said cleanse. Ooh, wait. Is that? No. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Troll's going to be a good hero, strong laner. I was trying to do some 5-head stuff,
Yeah,
but
it's safer. It's
too
safer than
contained.
Slark. The troll can come online much faster.
10 seconds
You can
remaining.
get more done with it. I think the laning phase is a bit stronger too. Slark gets pressured
5
hard.
seconds
Troll can just
remaining.
play range for him against the Sand King.
It's
No
actually
sweat.
quite an awkward PA game as well, because
Yeah.
every single hero has a way to disrupt the PA from getting that
Don't-
instant kill.
Don't they Viper here though? Look at all the passives.
Viper
they can
does look
disable.
very comfortable.
And doesn't it beat Puck in the lane pretty handily as well?
It's all about wave clear. Just can push out the lane, but
what will Koifa play? That's the question.
I guess the issue with the Viper is simply they don't have the guy that connects on the lanes and make plays. But then again, they might be happy with that. I just feel when you have the off-lane pressure of the Timbersaw, the inability to pressure the troll because you have Abaddon
Yeah.
5, like you do want a more active side in mid.
Because
And-
otherwise the Puck's just free to move
Exactly.
to either side
Mhm.
lane.
Yeah.
Timber's always going to be just aggro. Trolls the same boat. Choice for
Maybe just a casual Void Spirit or something, just to at least play into the Puck that well.
some damage issues then. And at the moment, I'd be very afraid of BKB timings.
Yeah, it's a free Timber game in theory, right? You counter the PA, you don't care about this early damage. A casual heard you in the good. So,
Choose
okay,
your
they actually go for the
hero.
Pangolin. Okay.
All right.
I mentioned this here in the previous game, but it is a hero that likes to play strong, like a strong, annoying lane, but it plays aggressive. Oh, and it's actually off
It's
lane.
a Sand King mid.
Hey,
All right.
I love it.
I don't.
What? We saw Miracle crush with it against Team Secret just the other day,
he had a-
and they're like, you know what? We can do
Totally
that
different
too.
scenario
Looks like
here,
someone
though, Sheaves. He was
disconnected.
playing with the Darkseer, and they had a draft that could play way more active. This is also a inferior matchup.
I do also want to point out that there will be a remake
Oh,
where you would assume they'd pick the same, but obviously there is still a chance that they don't pick the same.
right.
What?
Did they misclick or?
No. There will be a remake that was already known before the draft was done. But, you know, they just picked a bunch of heroes, so they also knew that there was going to be a remake. So will the Sand
Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle." The battle's starting.
Just do they actually play as five? In the first game, they never really hit a timing of, oh, we're together now, let's go exert our, our draft dominance or our power spike into our opponent. So that never really came into play. And look at GH.
Yeah.
He just wants to play some Dota.
Yeah. I think the big difference is that as the game continues, I think NIGMA is going to get stronger.
For sure, yes.
Troll's a very good matchup against the PA. Again, the impossible to counter puck coil, and this time with the Abaddon, they have a way to remove fatal bonds, because in the previous game, if you saw 3 or 4 heroes affected, you can't take that fight anymore as NIGMA. You had to just do your best to get the hell out of Dota. In this case, I think they'll have better team fight. I think that they're also going to be playing with mind control in a significantly better situation. So it's kind of it's me. Liquid, it's all Morana. Like Tiger needs to have 9 to 10 kill participated in by like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's a bit. Everybody can do it. It probably is Tiger. We're gonna find out this game. Who's gonna take it? Will we see a third game? I certainly hope so. I know a lot of you guys are with me as well, and I know 2 people would also love to see a third game, because that means they get to cast more of this awesome Dota. Let's head over to Captain Fog.
Yes, thank you. I'm actually glad we had a remake there. I was crunching numbers here. I actually wanted to count up the series that they've had since, the old NIGMA ended up leaving the Liquid organization. Liquid got picked up, etc. 10-7 series-wise to NIGMA's
30
favor.
seconds to battle.
But they are actually 22-19 to NIGMA's favor. So game-wise, it's even closer.
Oh, that's a good stat, Cap. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just know that these teams have gone back and forth for quite some time, and Liquid may have the chance to be able to reach 2-0 here, but it's going to get the back of some interesting stuff, Vogt. They're going to be trying up mid-king that Liquid have already done and succeeded with. I always feel like that's a little questionable. They are going to be giving up first blood here, as Insania is 100% locked in.
Keep it out LTW, who's also started with an Orb of Venom. Would have been interesting to pick up on that Troll Warlord. I guess they're probably maybe just going to tri-lane or something here at the start, and then GH going to move around with boots. Also, skilled shards, level 1, so a little bit of a difference there. And yeah, you know, that Sand King mid, I've seen a lot more rise of it in pubs as well. But in the matchup that we saw Miracle do so well, he was versus Void Spirit, and he crippled the Void Spirit the whole game, and he had the combo of the Dark Side.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Taiga died as his TP was completing, so he just lost his TP. He's gonna have to do the Walk of Shame back. Boxy's gonna be left alone. Oh, this cannot start off worse for Liquid.
Nope. And GH immediately just swinging around the map, and I don't know. I'm wondering how Koikfa's really gonna do this. This does not look easy versus a puck by any means. Like as soon as like level 3 comes out, I feel as a Sand King, you're gonna just start losing the harass war. I'm wondering how this is gonna go. I think just like Kyle was saying, I'm gonna be watching Taiga, some rotations around the mid lane, securing runes and stuff like that, because they've got to be able to do something to slow down Miracle. This puck has such a good game versus those 3 cores that he's up against, Sand King, PA, and Pango, as Kyle said. The leash is going to be devastating for them.
What do you think about what is it with tri-lanes coming back? Why are some of these teams doing it? NIGMA's doing it now. OG was doing it earlier.
I don't really know. I know with tag team, with Tusk, you got Tusk, you want a tri-lane, so that's one that I always just comes to mind for me. But yeah, I've seen a lot more tri-lanes than I expected. Man, the OG one was crazy, right? Like the Bloodseeker just solo off, the Magnus just completely solo.
Yeah.
Cap.
And I mean, I feel like it's weirder in this game because they're like leaving a Timbersaw alone, which GH is no longer going to leave him alone. Maybe, I don't know. Insania, he's going to heal up. I was going to say maybe it was because of the shard pickup, but that still doesn't make any sense.
No, I always really try to figure it out. And I don't know. Teams like, I understand when it's like the Void carry or something like that, and you have like some super greedy carry, and that maybe it's like a very hard pressure lane, and you know, your entire game plan is making sure that that carry gets the best farm, so you want to tri-lane for him, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, that's pretty gross. I just saw him throw the range whirling axes. You know, just applied the Orb of Venom to both of them. It's that is a lot of slow, a little bit extra damage. Insania is in trouble again here, but GH maybe traded out here. Who's going to get the kill first? GH turns around, tries to go for it. Insania lives. He'll be part of the experience. Actually, nice body blocking. Timber chain through. It's not enough. Insania will actually get the healing salve off. And oh, hey, a courier too. Nice little +1. He keeps his own courier safe.
All right. Dream start for top lane. Yeah, he's going to have, I mean, pretty much full free farm. 13 wand charges. Like, there's going to be no way that they can actually pressure Mickey out of the lane at all. My control's only got 3 CS.
Yeah, that is not the kind of start that you want on a Timbersaw. I thought you would just do the, you know, like the normal, like, okay, my forward position's just going to cut the second wave, pull it back or something, you know, like try and get a fast level 2 or level 3 for the Timbersaw. But now, with Mickey being level 4, they're able to keep this pressure up on the Timber and continue assaulting him.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, I think GH should try to actually get this next pull. I mean, it's pushing into my control anyway, but
I guess Radiant fortified their
some type
structures.
of better impact to just
Dire Snow
slow down
fortified their
and
structures.
deny some his mid.
Koifa, he's got 1 bottle hit. Miracle does have an orb coming up. Can he dodge the orb? He does. Koifa will stay alive because of that, but he needs the bottle refill. He's going to be okay. Kuro, he dies there.
Miracle still, he had 20 HP. Taiga unable to actually make the rotation over and perhaps just being able to snipe a quick kill. Well, they will be able to get the kill on the bottom lane. Yeah, Boxy's actually doing not bad. He's gonna, it's a tough lane for him, but he's getting at least something on there. 16 compared to the Timbersaw. My control getting much less.
You know, Kuro, in a way, Kuro's death was actually super valuable. The fact that Taiga couldn't be there to secure the runes means that Miracle just got a couple lot of runes, and in turn, had to just eat a salve and didn't actually get any bottle refills, so he's a little bit low on mana too. Look at Miracle, he's maxed out now.
Yeah, wait, what happened to the bounty rune on the right side? He found was denied or taken?
He couldn't take, no, they Miracle got both of them. And
oh, I mean, oh, the bounty rune is, what about the right bounty? I guess Quake forgot that earlier.
Yeah, I think he got that earlier.
Okay.
Let's see. We're gonna scroll up here. Yeah, Koiva already grabbed it earlier.
Yeah, he had already grabbed it. Okay. I mean, that's definitely huge. Being able to make those type of small moves.
Oh, Boxy, he's got a one. Gets the swashbuckle away. And oh no, that is coil. Oh, Kuro. That range. He must have just barely been in range for that one. And he snipes it.
Yeah, wow. I really did not think he was going to be able to get the cast range or even the vision since it's nighttime. But yeah, somehow was able to get himself a secured kill on the Abaddon. He is still free farming. So Liquid, even though bottom lane may not be going perfect, you're having the most important hero in the game for you, getting absolute free farm, and you're slowing down Timber quite a bit. I mean, Microtross only has 9 in CS.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper.
And Insania doing what Insania does. As soon as he sees that his PA he starts stacking. Quite fun.
Yeah, he doesn't want to break this, but he also doesn't have enough mana for Burrow Strike, so it's not like he can go anywhere. He's dead. Caught up trying to get the power rune there. I think in some ways he kind of realized he was dead and was just hoping he was going to get either a haste or an invis or something.
I think every coil usage for Miracle is probably going to net kill if he has like any +1 to rotate on most of these cores. It's just such a good mechanic versus Pango, PA, and Sanking that it's going to be tough for Liquid to really deal with it until they do get these 6s online in particular, be able to just set up like a chaotic offering or whatnot to counter gank it. It's going to be very annoying for them.
Yeah, for sure. It's Foxy. Man fighting here. Okay, getting a bit of heal. How's the Tango? This is getting about the point that, okay, I'm not sure if we can deal with this Timber Saw too much anymore, as he's got 3 levels of reactive armor. And
yeah, you can't push him out at all. My control is going to start just 100% being able to get all this farm out. So they got to look for the back. They did see the Fatal Bond. They saw the vision, what it gave, so they know where the Tusk position is. They were actually looking for GH for a moment. Yeah, just stack and just start farming these stacks. We see Koikva's actually taking a couple of them to enable himself. That he did have Insania setting up.
All right, so in your opinion, where does... What do we do in this? Like, who's going to be rotating? Does anybody, like, do we move Koiva up to, does he TP top to try and, like, kill the Timber Saw when he gets too aggressive? Would you rather assault the Troll? Like, what are your targets here?
It has to kind of be Koikva and Taiga making the moves together. And it's not easy because they have to really look at where Kuroki's positioned in. I think it's a little hard. I think they could actually set up for the Timber. If once they do have Koikva with his ulti, I think they'll have enough damage.
Yeah. And I only put it from Liquid's perspective, just because I feel like NIGMA, they're like, you gotta be, okay, that's a nice combo, and it is gonna be enough. You said they gotta be able to play together, Fogged, and what good timing is, sure enough, they show up and Gene's done down Miracle.
Yeah, these two just have to be paired up and just look to make moves around the map. I think punishing the Troll is just gonna be way too tall of an ask, so I think just looking to hit mid, looking to just pressure around to the Timber Saw is the better option for Liquid, and just playing around their jungle, because they do have these stacks. That's quite fun. Has a lot of backup around him.
Yeah, he certainly does. In fact, Mickey is going to come over here. Boxy, who does have his level 6, but they may not even need it to be able to get these 2 support kills chased away. Liquid protecting their stacks.
Dire's middle tower
sounds like a very Liquid thing.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, these guys are neutral stackers #1, with Insania being so obsessed about it. So it's no surprise that they know exactly what teams would want to do against them.
Yeah, and they do need some. They need some time to be able to have like the blink dagger on, to be able to get these setups constantly. So they just want to play a little bit more defensively, and it's just hard to invade the Troll. He's got an Abaddon behind him at all times, so
yeah,
they can never really go for ILTW so much. They just got to look to make plays, cause chaos everywhere else, and make space for Mickey. As we see NIGMA, they're smoking up. Miracle, as we said, the coil. Extremely devastating, and they're actually going to run into Insania. Not the kill that they wanted to set up for, but
yeah, sure. Insania saying, okay, worth it. It means Mickey didn't get ganked.
Gank the gank. The 5 positions job, especially the Warlock's job.
Yeah. They're still trying to hold this tower. Mickey isn't going into the triangle or anything just yet. He's sticking around here. He's going to be chased away by the Timber Saw, fed a heal by Insania.
I wonder if they're going to actually to fight around here. Like, Koikva might actually have his Blink Dagger at a pretty okay time. If he gets a Power Rune with a Boxy swing around, maybe they look to contest, but it's still a little scary for them. Miracle.
Yeah, I love this. That they're going to actually rotate over. Not quite snapping the coil, but it doesn't matter. He's dead either way. Now, Centaur's stun comes out. Make it. Uh-oh. Not going to be so easily make it back to the tier 2, but he can kind of hide in the trees there, so no problem. I love the fact that they rotate their heroes up to the Timbersaw lane. Because as you were saying, right, like, okay, Liquid might try and pick on this Timbersaw. NIGMA are going to go, let's make sure our Timbersaw has a good game here. Let's go ahead and play with our 2 strongest heroes on the same side of the map, our Puck and our Timber.
Absolutely. And they can invade like this also because it's like these stacks, and they know Warlock's still level 5. It's 10 minutes 40. They don't have to worry about a big kill.
Oh, an arrow nails him. GH may still die here, as yet they're going to catch him. TP out from Kura. So at least one of the supports did get away. Mind control cutting creep waves here, but Koifa's not going to let it slow him. Now he gets off the epicenter. ILTW. Is he going to have time to pop the ultimate? Oh, okay. Guess not. Well, that's unfortunate. Mind control. He's got to get to low ground. Chain away. Oh no, the burrow strike stops him. Nicely timed by Koifa. He's got another chance though to be able to get away. They're going to chase after him. Boxy and Mickey both have a way to be able to keep up the pursuit. Some big kills for Liquid.
And they're able to still, even though it's a nice invasion play from NIGMA, Liquid somehow keeps the tower alive. It's actually just 30 HP, so they can just go quickly and deny that one from the rotations from Boxy and Koifa. That early Bleak Dagger Koifa was able to get again this game, just like his Tiny. It's being helped out a little bit from those stacks. It does all the damage. That troll going down is huge. PA survived during all it, so now Mickey might actually get a better timing on the battle theory just because of that.
Has looked better.
I know it's early in game 2, but ILTW already having a bit of a rough one this series, where I felt like he actually showed up quite nicely before in the previous series. So
yeah, last game it was a Luna. So I'm gonna give him some credit that hero I still feel is going to be very hard to pull off in a lot of competitive games. Troll,
top tower
that one death slips up, but I think for the most part, this rest of the game, as long as he's got the Abba behind him, should be pretty safe. Liquid. Yes. They have the connection.
They got it again. Oh, no, the Aphotic Shield actually saves for a moment, but Miracle's not able to get away now. The Rolling Thunder through. It's going to chase after. Nope, doesn't actually go. GH leaves that for Koifa as he's going to go for Mind Control on the side here. Of course, Mind Control a bit too tanky. That's an ambitious kill at best. Kuro still being chased down through all of this one as Mickey has picked up a mega kill streak. This is a very active Phantom Assassin fog.
He's got battle. It's 12 minutes, 50 seconds. He's part of 7 kills. That's unbelievably early. Level 10 as well. ILTW has been, he's been like alone the whole game and he's level 10. The fact that he's same level he's been fighting, that is quite huge for Liquid. And time and time again, they're getting the arrow connection, says Taiga. They're catching Miracle. And Kuroki's not in position to actually get the shields off to Dave now, a couple times now.
Yeah. Say maybe just a slight misread and who's actually going to be the target of Liquid's aggression. But ILTW, he's going to come forward here. No coil. Be able to finish up the Warlock here. The silence is only going to last so long, but a second orb. Put him in the dirt here. Boxy forced away. NIGMA getting really nice and aggressive and pushing Liquid back past their tier 2. It's a good opportunity perhaps to take this tier 1 as long as Koifa isn't able to turn things around too badly. 2-man burrow strike, but no real effort behind it here.
Finally, a good pressure play from NIGMA to get this tower and not lose anybody yet. Moonlight Shadow's still going, but they have a sentry down, so they're completely aware of where Liquid's position. Just want to point out, small thing of, I actually love how Boxy built his items this game, rather than going for anything greedy. Just Arcane Boots to have constant mana to fight, Orb of Corrosion, and he's just showing up to every battle with Max Shield, Crash, Max Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
I like it, because they know they're going to have to battle back to be able to make that space for PA. Yes. They know Puck, this Puck Tusk, they're going to play active. So I like that he made sure that he's always on the map to be able to battle back.
Yeah, if anything, Miracle gets the hits, and they should have him dead here. And a really nice kill, and they're going to be able to catch Taiga as a +1 here. Maybe, maybe not. He's actually got one more leap to go, so even if Mind Control knows and throws the chakra from the right spot, he's already out. Insania tries to get a ward down. ILTW says, no. This is my triangle, sir.
NIGMA really finding their stride here. Miracle getting now a much better coil He's only really found the Mirana until that point, but he finds the PA, and we're seeing, you know, that leash. It's always going to be a big problem for all these cores on Liquid to deal with if he's able to get on them. Which now he has dagger, so should be quite a lot easier for Miracle's positioning.
Yeah. There are two patch changes I want to talk about here, and one being you talked about how Boxy's just playing really active. Well, Rolling Thunder being more value now that it's an extra 2 seconds. Yep. And we just saw the other mechanic change, True Strike, being given to the Witchblade. So Miracle has that kind of like guaranteed damage to pressure Mickey.
Nice. That was as soon as you said 2 new ones, I was just like, I think he's going to talk about Witchblade. I bounced over and I was like, oh, he is. Okay, and then you did. Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, it's probably a factor that we'll have to. More damage for the PA. Has Koifa. Oh no, he didn't play far enough. He got stuck by the shard. Oh, Koifa's 4. Now the Coil's going to make sure Taiga also dies as he's been. That's like its 5th death to the Coil or something like that. Insania, he's going to be wiped out. And they used the golem for that too. So NIGMA, totally free Roshan here. Tag team plus troll. They are a bit bounded up, so they're going to take a little bit of damage, but execution by NIGMA just playing together, not giving Liquid any little opportunities to get these burrow strike into arrows that have gotten Liquid that small advantage they had earlier.
I don't want to be super over the top here. There's still plenty of games to play. But if NIGMA does win this game, especially if you look at the win probability, I feel like this last 5 minutes of play that you could point to these last 5 minutes as being like what set NIGMA up to be able to win this game. I mean, it's just beautiful movement that they're issuing here.
Yeah, and just some slight mistakes, like Koifa just making a little mistake. It gets punished as, oh my god, damage.
Mickey, all right, managed to get the kill on Miracle. That's a mega kill streak too. That's a big one.
He's gonna have Deso finished up pretty much now too, so we still have a little bit of push and pull from both sides for sure.
Yeah, that is the scary part. This PA is a ticking time bomb. And they're going to try and defuse that bomb right here, right now. Getting on top of him with a snowball, the Walrus Punch, knock up in the air, but here's the epicenter. They're going to be able to get a big hit, and it does a ton of damage. 2 already down. Looks like the Troll might be able to pick up the kill on Boxy, but the original target, Mickey, managed to slip his restraints, and he got out of there.
They're too scared to actually go for any type of play forward. Puck respawning in 5. They can't actually go for anything onto that Troll with Abba behind 2. So they'll back up and they'll settle for that. A pretty nice epicenter to secure some nice farm. And Mickey, that's the Deso now finished. So he's still keeping up with the Troll.
Yeah, he certainly is. And so now we've reached a new power spike for Mickey. And feel like ILTW in turn will have to wait to see him. I don't know. What do you? How soon do you think you need the MKB on this hero? So we're gonna watch the replay again at that epicenter.
I think he's still fine without having to get it just yet. They have so much other damage that's going to be coming in. I think he can wait a little more. Just go for his own survivability for now. Is pretty decent connections coming out from Koifa throughout this game. Miracle feeling very confident, rushing forward now. And the other thing about Witchblade too, like it actually just feels so value versus PA because it's True Strike and you get armor. Like it just makes you tankier as these like ranged int heroes. Like, definitely just probably one of the best pickups you can get versus PA. Period.
Yeah. LTW will chop down the tower here.
Dire's bottom tower has shattered to
It's a very tight game, 14-14. NIGMA holding the 2,000 net worth lead and still holding on to the Aegis as well. At the same time, sort of shown how they could manage to win fights, but they didn't manage to get the connection there. They do have the constant chain stun here on Miracle on the back lines, keeping this puck in play. Now the golem being dropped as well. The damage onto Koifa is just enough. ILTW is able to run him down as well as Insania. May have controlled up Miracle, but it didn't matter much when Mind Control and ILTW were there to plan the team fight as well.
They're trying to jump Miracle to get these catches. This time he's just a little bit too quick on his fingers, and Koifa does get turned on. Even though Boxy actually did, like you said, just such a good job of controlling the puck. Doesn't matter. But that was Liquid. They tried to get like a quick little kill. They're trying to buy time. Mika, I think he's starting to recognize there's no way he can show up to these fights without BKB. If he just gets coiled, he's going to die every single time. So he's got to go for that one here. And Miracle has revealed the fact that he's not going to go Hags next. So that BKB will be quite valuable.
Has looked better.
Pick it up.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle
Solar
tower
Crest
has
complete
fallen.
for Taiga. Mickey we see going for the BKB, but on the NIGMA side of things. They're feeling very nice. Got S&Y complete for the troll. Looks like BKB coming up next. We've got Timber going for an Octarine.
They don't have a Solar Crest, though, and they don't have anyone even on the realm of buying it for quite some time, as GH needs Blink. So Liquid will at least have that edge. You know, they've got this the Veil coming from the support Warlock, and then they've got the Solar Crest to buff up the PA. So
that's weird, right?
What's their amp that they've got coming up? Yeah, I agree.
Solar Crest is like the value item of this patch. Do you think that the Blink Dagger is that important for GH?
Yeah, that I do. Okay. It's everything for Tusks. That's the only thing. I just, you know, Kuroki, maybe he could slip it in, but he's feeling like the Glimmers is going to be a little more valuable for him anyway. So.
Yeah. Even weirder when GH is probably going to go back for the Solar Crest after he gets the Blink, so.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Nice kill here on Taiga. So.
Just a silence, too. They don't even have to use the coil this time. If Miracle continues hunting. Oh, Mickey laying around the blur.
Sneaky, he gets away. Insania is he able to do the same? A lane ward and a TP out, he's good.
Nice Warlock split push, you know, the Fatal Bond into the Veil. Shadow word on the screen.
Yeah. We'll see if he's able to pick up the shard like we saw last time. It's been another edition of the shards for some supports. It means all of a sudden they actually get a little bit of wave clear.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's
absolutely.
bottom tower.
I'm wondering if Quakefoot does want to go for these bots. I feel like he's going to be so squishy if he does go for this build. Like if he just gets coiled, he's just, unless he like Buell dodges the snap of the coil or something, or he just waits until, like, unless he's that counter initiation, I'm definitely a little worried for him. I have to get a little tankier, maybe even like go for a BKB himself, since he doesn't, since he sees that timing of the puck Ags is going to be later.
Beating on Dyer's
we'll
top tower.
Miracle, he's got Lincolns, so
Dyer's top tower
now it's impossible for them to do the tanking stun into arrow combo.
Got him, but Boxy has the shard. He's using that to be able to counteract the coil. You can go ahead and roll it up inside of that ultimate, and then use that to be able to get off Rolling Thunder. Nice and easy.
I loved that shard. I actually thought this one was going to get nerfed, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, that one's broken, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels just a bit strong, especially with like the way that you can just change people. Blink, Yules, and the shard, you can stun someone for like 8 seconds. So nice as Liquid. They can battle. They have the BKB on Mickey. So if it comes to them, they will be able to take that fight. But right now, just buying a little more time. He is farming, but they're smoking. So let's see.
It's time.
Level 18 on PA2, so he's got this. He's got a big damage spike on top of that immunity.
They're gonna bait out Foxy here. The arrow's gonna slide through, but Miracle managed to dodge it with a phase shift. Jumps over. Foxy already dead. Liquid continuing to take this with 4 versus 5, but the initiation's very awkward. The Golden's gonna go. Oh my God, Kuro! Holy crap! He just disappeared. Miracle. Uh-oh, his Lincoln's been broken, but phase shift, they missed it. He managed to blink away. Koifa just hoping the timing was right there on the Burrow Strike. They did what they could, but ultimately it was not a good trade-off for Liquid, and they still got to make sure they get out of here. As ILTW continues to pressure forward, Burrow Strike into the air. BKB goes off first. He gets inside of the snowball as well. They're going to go for Koifa. He's already dead. Taiga caught inside. He does actually, he leapt through the coil and didn't get caught by it, so he's able to get out, surprisingly. Spot him last second.
It looked like it was going to clip Mickey perhaps and force the BKB, but Miracle actually just slightly off the mark there.
I feel like that simultaneously wasn't as good as it could have been for Liquid, it being a smoke initiation and all that, but also like it could have been so much worse. My God.
Yeah. At least Status Resist come into play. They tried to stun into Arrow, but Status Resist just is able to get BKB off, even at coverage of GH. We see the damage. You know, Mickey is... He can one-shot the Abaddon. So
yeah.
The fact that we figured out that there was no Solar Crest on their team, Kuroki gets one shot, buys a medallion immediately.
He's like, okay, I get it. Armor's good. And yeah, maybe, you know, if they could have found a way to be able to control it, Miracle there, that fight might have been more worth it, but as it is, feels like that was a NIGMA win for sure. So, oh, Tuss is actually, okay, you pick up the medallion. I'm going to go the Aghanim Scepter, so we have a way to break the coil. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be great. If they get to the point where he has Axe and Puck has Axe, like this game is I feel like this game is going to be so hard for Mickey. He's just going to get late coiled, kicked out of the coil to a million miles away. Mickey just chain stunned him. Yeah, it's going to be a lot on these initiations. Liquid, they need some perfect ones coming in these next few moments as they're really starting to fall behind. And Miracle, he bought the Lincolns to cover him so he can safely farm Aghanims. He's pretty much got it now. Just about 600 more gold, and he's going to have that.
Mid lane.
Actually, HUD.
Arrow down, Rolling Thunder. He's going to have to blink back to hit him again. Mind Control does manage to get out the Bloodstone here. ILTW managed to hunt down Koifa while we're watching this. Mind Control's too tanky. They can't kill him. BKB already activated by Mickey as they try and escape. ILTW pushing forward. Mind Control doesn't have a Yules or anything, so no way to stop these heroes from retreating back to their base.
I think the Bloodstone actually may have saved him, though. They're doing good damage to him, but that gets the heal off. And that is, BKB. That's one charge for Mickey, down to 8 seconds. And yeah, Miracle, the Ags is going to be done. So, yeah, I don't know. These fights just feel like they're going to be so damn difficult. If Miracle just catches a coil on any of the 3 cores, it feels like they're just going to be shut down in the fight. And it, as we've said 100 times already, it feels like they get completely owned. Like, these 3 heroes just get owned by leashes.
This, do you feel this dynamic will change at any point in the game? I'm not sure if it will, right? Like,
I don't think so. No, I think the game for Mickey, like, it doesn't get easier for him. There's like the troll is getting too big. The troll has the solution also for the PA. It's not just going to be that puck anymore at points.
Foxy just kind of like blind jumping at the puck. They're really grasping for straws there, trying to catch him, but Miracle gets away. They immediately smoke up. No Rolling Thunder. We just picked up the Aghanim Scepter. Things are feeling really good for NIGMA. They're looking to even out the series. They put the initiation onto Mickey with the coil, the axe as well. Mickey realizing it's going to stay there, but he's just a sitting duck as now ILTW's here. He's able to jump away to safety thanks to Insania. Insania spotted by Mind Control. He's able to get away quick with the big entrance. They have the epicenter. The arrow blocked by Miracle. Doesn't actually get the chains on ILTW. ILTW with the BKB. He'll deal with Boxy pretty easily here. Again, Liquid trying to figure a way to scramble out of this team fight as they've done time and time again. Koifa, he's caught, he's dead. 2 down, 2 cores dead on the side of Liquid, and Roshan just spawned. So NIGMA, they'll take that. They'll take a hefty advantage. And Fog, this is feeling like Liquid, they just can't win these fights anymore.
No, this puck it's just way too good versus them. They have so many ways to get info for him too, right? Troll, Himbersaw just charge in, give the vision for that PA, and then all his job really needs to do is coil him. Mickey has to BKB. The entirety of this BKB is used in coil. And sure, they have the sanking epicenter and stuff that comes in through the midst, but everyone's too tanky now at this point. They need the PA to be able to hit during the entirety of her BKB, and she can't hit at all. As LTW now is MKB, so that second solution for the PA is there. NIGMA with a commanding lead now.
Now they approach the high ground, giving Liquid no opportunity to try and stall out a bit, maybe get the Abyssal on the PA. They're going to keep going. Burrow Strike Arrow does a good amount of damage here. Boxy not actually hitting the Rolling Thunder there on the target. But they've blown some spells, and ILTW's like, yep. Back to work here, boys. Arrow, oh, it actually hits Miracle. That's a big one. Mickey sees his opportunity, blows him up. ILTW immediately popping his ultimate, getting on top of Mickey. Mickey, oh, he's surviving. Is he actually going to be able to get out of here? Away to the fountain he goes. Boxy, Yules, he has not quite enough. He's going to try and swashbuckle, but it's not quite there. Mickey, he's going to come back into play with the arrow onto Mind Control. Yules Scepter onto Kuro to prevent the aphotic shields, but he gets it off anyway. Mind Control, he's going to try and limp away here. Feel like Kuro? Yeah, Kuro. He's got a crit. Mickey's got a crit for him. It's ready to go. Mind Control may still be able to get out, but it seems unlikely as he's been Yule stalled up. Mickey. He jumps away before the truck could be pulled back for the additional damage. He barely survives there as Liquid do manage to hold.
Clutch catch, though. What, did he just jaunt into the arrow, or did he blink into the arrow? He just got caught by it either way, as they're able to finally get a fight with the puck, and Liquid lives to see another day for the time being.
Still, though, smart by LTW. He read the room. He was like, okay, this is not a friendly crowd. I'm going to get out. We'll save the Aegis. We still have plenty of time time to work with this.
Yeah, it was a smart retreat
Not
from
much
NIGMA. Liquid
good's happening
capitalized as
to
best as they
Radiant's bottom
could
tower.
with what they were given in the situation as Koikfa.
Pops the Essence Ring, still has the Yules. He's going to use it on the Troll here, but he doesn't have Burrow Strike, so there's no options for him.
Deserves just as much help as the bottom.
Boxy, he's going to be caught on the side here as well. Tuss is just bottom. Help with that team fight. Pulls blank. Nicely done by Boxy, and he will actually get out TPing as he rolls away.
Satisfying for Boxy, at least to survive. Mickey, he's gotten another item finished up. Picked up a
Radiant's
Titan
middle
Sliver as
tower
well.
could use some help.
So he is getting toward that Abyssal Blade. That will be some nice lockdown and control for that fucking particular. Maybe still some hopes. It still looks very difficult whenever Miracle is going to be alive in the fight. Small hopes.
Another change that kind of hurts PA, the MKB, an additional 5% chance to proc.
Yep.
As the PA did go for what pretty much everybody goes for, the additional Blur Evasion, which still does add a decent amount of evasion even against MKB, though I don't know. I know it used to be like an additional 10% against MKB. I don't know what the additional 5% does to the math. I'm not that smart.
Me either. I hope you wouldn't ask me.
Oh, Mickey, he's stuck and he's going to be forced to use the BKB defensively. That means Liquid can't really do a whole lot. And yeah, Miracle's ready to go with the coil. Doesn't actually grab Mickey, but he does manage to grab two. Insania. He's going to be okay. They're trying to disarm ILTW as best as possible. The old golem is going to be dropped, so Koifa, he'll be okay for now. Boxy's just kind of rolling around, not really doing a whole lot here. Jumps away, but NIGMA, they say, abilities on cooldown once again. Let's just make sure we don't get arrowed again, and we can take a second lane of barracks here.
And they're trying to land the connections, but every time, yeah, bro, he just shields, just removes that stun off almost immediately. And ILTW, he's starting to be able to focus on Rax. There's no golem, no rolling thunder.
They're just hoping for disarms. They're pretty much throwing out stuns just to slow him down, but it's not really a threat. He's still got 40 seconds left on the Aegis. They're going to try and keep him inside of the base with the upheaval. 35 seconds for the Aegis, so they cannot keep him here this long. But maybe they can pop his flag from a distance, but the Gober committed. Boxy, he gets gone on by GH. That Walrus punch is just enough to be able to take him out. Mickey is going to try and get the counter kill onto GH, and they do. Stalled up a little bit longer. ILTW tries to make his way out of here. 15 seconds more for Aegis. Liquid, they want to pursue, but it's not little enough time. They're going to have to go into this very dangerous high ground if they want to go for it. And Big A, Miracle, he sees the opportunity to be able to get the coil onto two, and ILTW, he's found his target. He gets right on top of Mickey, sticks onto him. And they're just dead. Liquid, they may have some buybacks left in the tank. The Aegis has been reclaimed, but I don't think there's anything left in the tank here, Fog. They're just gonna hit tier 4s, force Liquid to buy back, force them to take a 3 versus 5 with no ultimates.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
just
this,
went down.
I think the draft overall just started to get a little too difficult for Liquid. Unless they were just snowballing out of control, much more solid and safe pick overall. And I mean, Pop Miracle counters just 3 cores. Coil alone countering all 3 cores is just too devastating for them to deal with, as they will get a couple kills and clean up
Dire's
the
ancient is under
game.
attack. Radiant wins.
All right, it happens again. The last time a best of 3 between these two teams actually was a clean 2-0, was NIGMA taking it at Omega League 8 months ago. Ever since then, they've just been going back and forth in best of 3s, and once again, we're going to see a third game between these two teams.
Sweet. And I mean, looking at my control's face, he's just like, yeah, unexpected.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to pick. Puck! Ten seconds remaining.
The deciding game between Team NIGMA and
seconds
Team Liquid. Will Team Liquid finally get a win on the board, or will Team NIGMA remain
Radiant
undefeated?
team's turn to
That's what we're here to find out. Of course, we might also be
team's
finding
turn to
out in retrospect who's going to DI and who's not. It could very well be that a lot is riding on this series in particular, and this third game is all the more important. I'm here with T, here with Kyle, and we are in the draft for this third game. So I want to hear you guys talk Dota, please. Thank you.
Well, we
10
get a run
seconds
back.
remaining.
I think Liquid make a good move here going for the Tiny instead of the Sand King. It's
5
so much
seconds
easier to fit into
remaining.
their drafts. Taiga can play Sand King 4, just isn't
Dire
good.
team's turn
Tiny
to
4
bat.
can get some work done, and of course it can always be core.
Yeah, and of course in the previous game, we didn't actually really mention it, but the idea of Sand King playing mid, it was not because Liquid wanted to, but it was a necessity. When NIGMA picks an Abaddon to counter the Sand King Mirana lane, you have to remove those two heroes from the same lane, otherwise you will just keep free farm. So it was Liquid's idea of, haha, you might pick Abaddon,
10
but we've now
seconds
one-upped you
remaining.
with this. Again, it just never really kind of came into effect, and it was Liquid being forced
5
to move
seconds
around heroes
remaining.
away from a draft that they really wanted to bring out in game 2.
Yeah, it's also just a product
Dire
of
team
how
down.
broken Beastmaster is. You got to take Wisp out of the hands of this lineup. You have to Beastmaster because of the patch, but keep giving away Tusk. And
Well, this is the
Radiant team's
unfortunate
turn
thing,
to
I think, when a new patch comes through and you find like the broken arrow. The fact that we haven't had a patch to bring it back down to kind of a realistic level,
we tried. It was tweaked.
we need more. Like,
We
that's
need
the
more.
thing. Like, I think realistically, we need a C patch just to remove Beastmaster, because the fact that
10
we do
seconds
have
remaining.
whoever is first pick, the other team has to ban
Dire team
Beastmaster.
down.
That does devalue drafting a little bit.
We haven't had anything like that for a while. Since TI5.
I know, but
it
that's
was
the
like
great
let
thing.
ban every
Yeah.
game.
But that's what's amazing, that we are like, I feel like one hero away from it being
Yeah.
pretty good, right?
Yep.
That's like how amazing a C patch would be to kind of the scene right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would agree because the games are great. I think that
10 seconds
everything's
remaining.
just at the right spot. Activity is promoted. If you look at the previous
5
lineup,
seconds
I think
remaining.
Liquid's fatal flaw was, I think Pat Purge did a good job explaining, but they couldn't take objectives after fights. They could get kills, blow huge cooldowns, but then they can't walk into Roche. They can't go for towers. The draft needed so much time to come online, and right now, Dota, you got to get advantage from your team fights.
Yeah,
You can't just go back to farm woods.
Yeah, it's like the post-fight what do, you know? You take more fights, do you take objectives? What do you
Radiant
do? And when you
team's
have a
turn to
draft
ban.
that is so kind of on all of that, it is a bit difficult for
I love these bans from NIGMA. They're just straight up getting rid of win conditions. The Slardar specifically, I think Liquid just feel more confident when Boxy's playing this hero because it also alleviates any fears they have about going into the late game.
10 seconds
Makes
left.
Roche, especially as the Radiant side, so much easier to take.
5
That
seconds
reminds me,
remaining.
Team Liquid hasn't played Radiance yet in this series, and they normally are the team that prefers Dire every single time.
Radiant
What
team's
would they
turn
have
to
chosen then?
We will not know. Ever.
you won't be able to see on the third game. Will go back to coin toss, Kyle, so you probably won't see any text evidence if you're walking over to the lobby. He
He's
is looking
walking over to the
He's
lobby.
in.
Liquid chose Radiant.
How did you
How
see
do you
that?
know that?
I'm
Did
looking
they
at
type
it.
it?
You guys, Enigma won the coin toss and chose first pick. Liquid
5
chose
seconds remaining.
Radiant.
All right, all right. Thank you for that.
No worries. I think that there's like, that was the most frustrating thing as a drafter was this idea that you had to go into the final deciding game not knowing
Didn't
what
matter.
side or pick you would be. So you have to like develop two different concepts based on who wins the coin toss.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Yeah.
Enchantress.
Good. It's just coming out.
I'm this just because when they first played up in the first series against Alliance, we saw how tanky a position for Enchantress can become.
Yep.
Like we were such a, where's their front line? What's this? And suddenly you have this like solar crest, you have this
10
hood or
seconds
whatever
remaining.
on this, Bambi going in first. It's disgustingly sticky.
Five
Is it a
seconds remaining.
dangler?
It
Carrot on
with some items.
It's a
it,
carrot.
It can. Dangling can be done.
Radiant
Just in case
team's
you're not
turn to
aware of the
pick.
term, it simply means you stand up in front, you soak a couple spells, and you unlock the fight for the rest of your team.
Surprised they went for a Pugna, though. I mean, it gives you burst damage. The decrep, I'm overrating. The decrep can be purged off by the enchant of Ench, but at the same time, tons of burst damage. Really annoying to play
seconds
into
remaining.
Netherward as both of these ranged int heroes on the side of Liquid.
I guess the key thing
5
here for
seconds
Liquid is
remaining.
simply, it doesn't feel like there's any flexibility with their picks now. It just feels like the Ench is the fort, the Tiny is the mid. So this most likely will just be the boxy hero with a last pick for the carry to try and get that big win condition.
Yeah. Knowing Liquid, Mars is a possibility, but I'm not a huge fan of it here.
When they last picked Enchantress, it was with a Void Spirit in both games.
Yeah.
Void Spirit on the off lane for box.
I think that's probably a
And
great
that's not
route
too
then.
bad because it does then flex into more of like, it could be the safe, they could make some Liquid stuff.
Oh, yeah, and whenever you're playing against Pugna and Puck, like the name of the game is get on top of them, specifically this Pugna. Going all the way back to, watching the TI9 True Set, Kuro just telling his team desperately, like, kill Pugna, find Jerax. It's the same deal here, whether or not it is a core or support. So yeah, Void Spirit all the way. Anything that has a point and click stun, preferably with as much reach as
Yeah,
possible.
I actually like the Void Spirit even more here, just for the idea of tough. You do have a way to get away from him, to dissimulate. So yeah, I'm a big fan if they pick Void Spirit.
You always second guess yourself though in this position.
Well, they're spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
They're clearly
Well,
not
it's 'cause-
second guessing, but cementing the view.
They just did it, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
Kuro's going to have the scouting report, and you got to figure they'll have some
All right, new
information.
plan.
And also, then you get to a point where it's like, where's the Tiny going? Where's the Edge going? Suddenly you have 3 flex heroes. It gets kind of complicated to
I think
to make the.
I still think it's pretty set in stone. Like Tiny is the mid, Ench is the 4. This is, like I don't think flexibility is the issue here. It's just kind of like, what is our plan here? Like, let's say we do pick this hero. When are we winning this game? Like, we have a Warlock 5 for great team fight. We don't really do building damage. We can kind of kill them. We can't really do
Dire
Roshan. Like, there is a
team's
lot of question marks now with these initial heroes. Okay, and then they go for the Mars. Like,
I'm not sold on it. It's another.
okay, so this entire series, Liquid's approach to it is just simply, we want to have the team fight to deal with the aggression that Kuroki clearly stated in one of his interviews of, like, we want to play
10
quick, we want to play
seconds
fast.
remaining.
How'd you beat that? You just have the overwhelming team fight, you pressure them at objectives. Game 2,
5
that never really
seconds
came into
remaining.
play because they did kind of lose their lanes and it was too quick for them. So Liquid clearly has an approach to the series, and after a loss, they aren't changing that up. They are still sticking to their guns, and that's why they are picking these kind of bigger AoE heroes, or at least we're seeing Warlock in all 3 games.
Team fight control.
Is there any, Life Stealer's Man, so Juggernaut is obviously available if they wanted to go for the anti-Mars hero. It might not feel that into an Enchantress, constantly being poked.
I don't think you might. You have so much kill threat, and no interrupt exists at the moment, with the exception of Golem for BKB channeling.
Dire team's
You
turn
don't
to
want
ban.
Spark. Judge is just so safe.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Dispel for the Fatal
Yeah,
Bond.
that's not-
Really good against Enchantress. I'd say okay against Mars, though I'm fairly certain I've seen Mars outlane PL just with a lot of W spam.
This is going to be a good lane from Liquid just because you have range plus Mars,
10
and early
seconds
damage
remaining.
can annoy a PL. Obviously, in the game, then it's, PL's free reign. If he ever
5
gets to,
seconds remaining.
man to defuse or block 1, it's going to be just the PL show.
Tiny does all right against Phantom Lancer until the game gets too late. Once you have the third item, Scotty
Dire
or
team's
Heart,
turn to
suddenly
ban.
the illusions don't get cleaved down so easily. Tiny gets out of mana real quick, and you just stand there and slowly get whittled down.
I think NIGMA has to ban. They've already banned the Leshrac, of course, because of PL. They have to ban most likely Ember. I feel if Liquid is able to get some high tempo style of anti-illusion,
10 seconds
out of
remaining.
Pugna.
I really like that Liquid banned Timber. There's no real shot. You can't
5
pick it
seconds
yourself, and
remaining.
it's actually
Radiant
really
team's
scary
turn to ban.
when you've already committed to 2 melee
Oh,
cores.
okay, ban out anti-mage, okay. So yeah, right now, NIGMA,
Dire
they just
team's
need
turn to
the annoying mind control hero that has kind of some noise in the game.
Profit.
Don't they need something more sturdy?
I feel like
yes and no. The thing is, you can build NP that way, and I'd be really concerned about Liquid dealing with a ton of pressure. I really think that
10
is
seconds remaining.
my fear is simply it sets up for Liquid's teamfight draft too well, where Fury naturally wants the
seconds
pressure
remaining.
objective, and then suddenly, you know, the big combo spells come in, it gives
that's-
away the kills.
that's the whole point. You play away from team fights. You press your advantage. You split the
Yeah,
map, and
that
you
can
get your
happen.
PL and your Nature's
Yeah.
Profit huge. You can, it's one or the other
Yeah.
for Enigma. You can also just go for something to provide more 5-on-5 power, but I just don't think that's the way you want to play this game. You already have a puck. Puck and PL, very
Radiant
mobile,
team's turn to
very
pick.
elusive.
Center
Yeah.
it is.
Phantom doesn't always feel great into Mars because you're a hero playing around movement, and obviously Mars with Arena, you can't move out of that. But yeah, it's a very strong laner. Once again, it's going to be independent this time, like we saw in game 2. You know, he's playing Timbersaw. You leave him on an
10
island,
seconds
suddenly it
remaining.
unlocks GH to make plays on the map. You're checking out the stacks. You're
5
playing into your
seconds
safe and
remaining.
playing into mid. So I like the idea from NIGMA for sure. It is going to be a lot of nuisance on the map, trying to shut down PL, but can't stop the center from farming, and you're losing tout. Yeah, I like this.
So what's good for Liquid? We still have a Jug or a Sack in the pool, but they end up going for the Jug.
Save it for Jug.
Yeah.
Hero.
Yeah, you're gonna go for the. I think that for the changes to your shard and the talents, Jug against PL wasn't really that great. But now you can go for this Blade Flurry build.
You spin him down, yeah.
Exactly. You get the Maelstrom procs throughout the spin.
Brian's a big fan of that.
Yeah,
Big fan.
it's
And
the
it-
only hero you have.
Oh, wait,
really.
look at that. Nice little 5 Pugner.
Yep.
Are you going to feel great playing into an inch? Not really. But you're going to play at 5 Pugner to unlock your draft. Yeah, I like
It's
the...
really nice against Jug. Like, Kuro's the man to watch this match because you have that ability to completely negate the Omni Slash, the damage from Mars throughout his ultimate. He can do a lot of work. Plus the Nether Ward, you know, one of the highest rated abilities and ability depth for a reason. It is a perfect kit to play on your 5 here.
Yeah. Is it enough? They're gonna win the game.
I think the lack of... yeah, I think NIGMA will be winning this game just because Liquid has the lack of cheap lockdown to prevent a mid to late game puck and PL combo just running throughout the entire game and just being ever so strong. So it just feels Liquid is always looking to try and win the game early. Oh, sorry. No, wait. NIGMA's trying to let the game away, but this time they don't need to. They can just scale beautifully. So they kind of changed up their script going into game 3, unlike what they tried doing in game 2. So
It really, I think, depends on who comes out of the lanes. In theory, Juggernaut should have an incredible time up top. And I believe if Mickey has a phenomenal game, he will just be able to carry this pretty much all by himself. I think it's the closest draft of the series so far.
Okay, well, I am very happy to hear that. That means we're in for a good one here for the third and deciding games here about this game from Cap and Fog.
That's right. These two teams matched up against each other last season. Early on, actually in week 1, went to a game 3. Liquid took game 1, but NIGMA ended up taking the series. Is history going to repeat itself? We'll have to see as we're going to jump inside the game. Fogged. What do you think? Is this going to be a NIGMA victory? Are they going to do it again to Liquid?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely looks good for the puck. Definitely looks quite nice for the PL as well. I do like their draft. I think Liquid, you know, they have to have some type of sheer confidence in the Warlock, picking it 3 times in a row for Insania. But they're gonna go for it.
5-man stacked up Liquid. They really like doing this last patch when the early nighttime change occurred. They just were one of the first
30
teams to
seconds
just
to
start
battle.
5-manning around the map in Europe, and they're going to continue to do so here. NIGMA, of course, wise to their tricks, going to just hold defensive 5-man themselves, or 4-man rather.
Yep. I actually I like to see the 5-mans whenever there's Jug. I actually thought you'd see like the punch back with GH because they're tag team and all that, but they're actually afraid. You know, tag team, when you're playing into that spin, it can just be completely negated. So it's actually good that NIGMA, I feel like, just take the more passive approach.
Still going to get 2 piece. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you make of the 5 position Pugna Kuro? We've got a 4 position Enchantress for Taiga.
I like 5 position Pugna. I think it's something that's actually a bit underrated. I think Netherward is an ability that people just always sleep on. It scales incredibly well. A lot of times in these team fights, you know, you're going to see heroes probably a little limited on mana. That's going to be because of this Netherward in a lot of situations. And he's got good save. Again, I actually Liquid having T Governor was the one who kind of brought the idea of like how it worked in my head to a couple times of Liquid commits, they have to really commit on their fights, while I feel like NIGMA can actually just like poke and reset and take these long duration fights a lot better. Liquid has to have some explosive initiations.
Well, Taiga, you saw the double sentry placed by Kuro to be able to block out the hard camps. And he actually just went impetus and is pressuring the high armor agility hero of the Phantom Lancer.
Looks good. This is I like this Mars and this Enchantress versus PL. ILTW will get slowed down a little bit here, so that's exactly what you want to be doing. And on the other side, Jug, I don't think he's gonna get slowed down almost at all. Centaur does have a bit of a base damage advantage, but Jug's animation's just gorgeous, and he's got a Warlock behind him to boot. It's definitely promising for Liquid just off of the lanings.
All right, I paused earlier. It's, so Taiga did plant his own sentry, right, and found Kuro's sentry. And then I'm presuming he's going to deny this in time for the 2-minute ward. I assume so, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a level 2 as well, so yeah, you can take it out. I love that you can do this now, honestly. Just being able to kill your own wards. Even teammates being able to kill your wards, I think it's actually quite huge. They're picking it right away. Kuroki's probably like, ILTW or me actually have to go block this hard camp. So he's probably telling ILTW try for it, but they can't actually. Foxy as well just blocking off the area, so hard camp is available. Taiga's gonna be real happy, and oh, he's blessed.
Nice. All three of those creeps are great to use. You know, you get the throw around the bombs, you get the mana stealer, and he's actually going to farm the camp for the extra creep waves here. Boxy pulling this all the way back, a double creep wave, and is actually going to try and deny half of the creep wave here, while Taiga will address Kuro's presence.
I mean, that's really nice. It's going to mean that LTW does some more secure farm, but he's still dealing with the Satyr, so it's still a little annoying for him. The blast coming through and harassing him, but he can get some guaranteed lasts because of the way that Loon will now stabilize in a moment. But Boxy, if he keeps this wave here, he's going to be able to deny an entire another wave. No, the range creep left.
Oh, what?
I see this happen so much lately. Dude, the range just goes to the tower. He had it on him.
I mean, that's his dash,
so
right?
impactful.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal. I've seen this happen now with range creep so often where they're aggroing neutral camps and towers when you wouldn't think so. And okay, let's kind of push now into ILTW's favor. So some fortunate stuff for NIGMA and some fortunate stuff for Boxy a little bit here.
Yeah, and we saw also Kuro and Taiga continue have a battle. Century for century once again. Taiga still keeping his camp open, but Kuro did manage to body block it. So there's a ton of mind games going on in this top lane, and I have to see this sort of thing because it goes to show you clearly understand how the enemy team wants to be able to play their lane, and with ideas how to contradict that. And they, you know, in turn they try and counter your counter, and it's just a fun little back and forth.
I love when I see just clever little things to just like win you lanes. I remember there's like a time when like the 4/5 tinies, and they would like stop try lane in their safe lane, and it's just like they do the pull, and then the tiny just sits there, and it's like if you come interfere with the pull, you're getting tossed under tower and you just die. Like these kind of like tricky little things which are not getting used.
Long shard
again.
Wait, but there was just a little gap to get through there, and doesn't even miss the range creep. The avalanche, he takes that last hit.
Doesn't get a bottle refill though. They did not check the room for him. So GH will be able to grab one, Miracle grab the other, and Koifa, he's sad. Empty bottle, still has mana though.
Am I crazy? I feel like this is maybe all 3 games now where Koifa, he's an island here. He's getting no assistance.
Yeah, it's quite especially with what we see as bottom.
Okay, never mind. He's good. He has a healing ward. Mind control actually take a lot of damage from this bit from the Warlock.
Nice little Vanguard gonna be coming. Mind control, of course. Best item you can get on most of these strength offlaners now.
Koifa is really feeling that bottle now. And Miracle knows it too. He's gonna pressure him underneath this tower. Koifa approaches, avalanches, pulls the creep wave back. Miracle. He lands both his nukes. Koifa would get kind of low, but probably not enough to risk
Dyer's
anything.
courier has been killed. What did that
This is
courier
courier
ever
to the
do
tower.
anyone?
Those are his boots, so maybe not.
Oh no!
Pay full attention. So that's a little crippling there for Miracle, and Koifa has boots himself, so a little bit scared of these occasions now. Versus off to the next minute or so. Whoopsie.
Yeah, not great. Kerr had to TP out because he was caught by Taiga's Hellbear. So he's out of the lane for a bit. How's the Centaur lane? We haven't actually watched it too much with all the shenanigans going up at top. But 21-0 for the Centaur, so he's actually doing okay. Him in the Phantom.
Okay.
But
Yeah, he got left alone, right? GH went to go check runes, so that's going to happen. My control for he can't lane it nearly as well. This time, though, they're checking runes.
yep. He is going to be the victim of checking said runes. Surely, maybe not. Oh, okay, yes, he is. They checked.
That is how we do things in the north. Max is impressed.
They check with one support. NIGMA checks with two.
Yeah. Kuro's, I mean, that's patience. Kuro literally is just waiting there. He could have lasted him. He's just, all right, give it a miracle. And then GH comes in. He's like, no, I'm securing this kill.
Tied him up with the neutrals. Always a good play, the Fatal Bombs, but easy camp is a little bit less. You get him on a hard camp or something, that is a lot of damage that can come in. Oxy he's got
beating on Dire's top
ring
tower.
and a mango, so his mana is deceptively low right now. He actually does have enough for a combo, and he's really wants to keep the pressure on ILTW.
He's dancing around. They're putting so much pressure on the tower. The Medallion Centaur with 13 armor just tanking up for the tower to take out the majority of it. He's going to die to this wave, and they're going to get Kuroki.
Yeah, you're right. This is crazy. And GA now. Tower is still going to be taking more damage. Miracle's going to join in here. Boxy's going to throw down the arena. Tries to get to the other side of the wall. He does, but the coil's going to be fine. Expected to be able to kill. Looks like they may still lose it based off, or lose the tower based off the siege wagon. But have to see. Once again, Vanguard coming into play for the Centaur, allowing him to survive solo.
Yep. That's a cool play. I love the Medallion with Enchantress. Like, this creep is so unbelievably tanky. They can just set up the tower. Does get denied. Gold will be taken away from the side of Liquid. They will look to hurt him anyway. My control's alone. They're going to look to hurt him a little, but he's got Vanguard and he's got every spell.
The other phase, here comes Coil. Very good wrap, and they'll continue to keep damage on the tower. Now, the core is gone. A lane, that damage is not quite enough. Taiga will survive. This is why. Okay, so 4 Enchantress on my list to try out this patch because I think we saw Taiga use it before, and it looks so good with Solar Crest. You're just insane.
Yeah, and any attention you get, you build Hood after Solar Crest, then it's just like attention will be drawn to you at some point, and you will probably just eat spell, not
Radiant's
die.
courier has been
Build
killed.
up, and you set bottom with that catapult. Just get the tower full, Mickey. Things to run it here though. We're waiting for an opportunity here. Oil in 2.
Can they kill him? Can they throw all their nukes? They basically have to be able to catch him in the spin here before the sound bursts out. He's not able to get a spin nicely played. Spin goes off left. Damage has already been done. Avalanche over the top is going to be able to land on a couple here. Fatal Punch just between Mind Control and Miracle here, and they're running out of damage with Koipo. Haven't already used the Avalanche. They're just going to have to leave Insania behind. Miracle, great patience by him that nets them 2 kills.
And Kuroki, what the? Okay, I guess the bottle able to be refilled. Refills Miracle's bottle as TP's mid to have. And they do go down a little bit of that liquid pressure. Liquid still dominantly in the lead as they did do so well in the lane, especially versus ILTW.
A prize.
It does feel like we have these first 2 games, and being able to see these 2 teams and how they play this patch on the other side of this time, they've got the later game. Phantom Lancer, Liquid, they're the ones who have to early towers and try and pressure.
And make sure to give too many kills early on, especially with Boxy. Like this ward that Kuroki just placed down, it's gonna have them quick into this Mars.
Yeah. Oh, they stole their stuff.
Just kidding.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he didn't even TP base.
Yeah.
You just TP to the tower.
Attack.
So he's actually going to show up to the fight. Bit of a mistake there coming out from NIGMA using all that lockdown without coil. Miracle was, I think, like 5 seconds till he did have that available. That's pretty nice.
I'm so impressed by players who are able to have the situation of like, oh, hey, they don't have any stuns, and oh, also I'm not panic TPing back to base. I'm also just gonna, TP out to to one of the other lanes or TP to a tier or something.
Crazy just decision by Boxy. As made for this smoke, looking to grab. They have a catapult here, so they want to try to pressure onto the tower a little.
Taiga's
They're
going
actually
to
going
be
to swing.
Radiant's top tower deserves
using
just as
his
much
centaur
help as the
again. They're going to go on to insane here. He's up on the high ground. It'll probably be catch him. They got the toss. Okay, the spear was still enough. He ended up going over the arena walls. And a big concern that they were going to miss out on that kill because of awkward synergy that they have. But damage was enough.
Radiant's
See
top
that
tower is
interaction. I
under
love the earth
attack.
spikes into the spears, flying over the walls and whatnot. Koifa, the blink reveal coming into play right there.
Yeah.
Quick catch, and that's why they picked Tiny this game versus the pop instant disable that can get instant. Always going to be a factor that Miracle needs to watch out for. As actually, this was kind of cool. This is very smart, but they start passing between the ocean, between each other in the river.
Oh, okay, okay. So, you know, Koifa, he's got enough mana now for combo, so off to somebody else's point. That's funny.
Yeah. Him and Box were kind of just like radiating around in the river until they had enough mana for combos when they were chasing.
Man, there's top lanes that love that mask, and Mars is certainly one of them.
Yeah. And PL, as we see, you know, NIGMA, it's going to be time before he feels comfortable to join in. Maybe even not in the first, maybe it will. So, NIGMA needs to weather the storm. They need to just make sure that they don't lose this mid tower in particular, since they've lost towers early on, versus sure that's going to be coming up from soon with the Koifa. And speaking of Koifa too, he's got a haste rune. So definitely can look to make these active plays of position. As he's just fucking GH right now. But
So-
GH also watching.
The way I view the this matchup of Juggernaut Phantom Lancer, I feel like it's better for the Phantom Lancer than it used to be, because isn't both the Sharp and the Negative Scepter like really favorable for you against PL?
Yeah, absolutely, but also it came from Battle Fury. Like, Maelstrom is still super valuable, but the fact that he can go for Battle Fury and it's even more value versus PL might be pretty decent for me. He's got that just straight up raw fit, and he goes super early.
They have to try and take down Michael. Still not enough. Do you have a fatal ball in time here? The goal. If they can push him up. The Omni Slide sticky. Mirror. No face shift. He does get a little bit of in health. Jumps away just in time. The Fatal Bonds is still damage, but it's not enough. Get a kill it where until they kill the Tusk. They don't Koifa. The swing managed to catch Miracle still. ILPW did show up to the fight and killed Boxy on the side. He attempted to TP away under tower, but it's a win for Liquid.
Yeah, they need to turn this into tower. NIGMA, they want to try to hold on to this one.
Oh, just keep going.
More kills.
The alley-oop. Sits him over to Kuro. Kuro tries to keep himself alive with the drain, but eventually the suck runs out, and Taiga, he gives him the Solar Crest, and he kind of needs that extra armor right now. NIGMA do hold the tier 1 tower, though.
And ILTW, as you said, he shows up with the defusal. He swings over, he's able to at least get himself a nice kill off to Boxy. Koifa, man, Koifa's so hot at the power runes of any great connections and combos. But yeah, War's alive. So NIGMA, it hurts a little. Hey, it's all about the P on this. You keep your.
Another one. Does manage on the spear with a snowball here. The shards can give him a little bit of distance as well. Miracles here. They've actually run the team a little bit far. Run down the arena to be able to keep everybody out. Can that save Koifa's life? They're going to pop the Centaur ultimate here. Stand need to try and run him down even further. Koifa blink up in a second. He's away. Boxy, not so lucky. Spear, he actually does manage to TP out as well. But he more TP. Oh,
Play by Boxy. Oh, might be one of the
Not
biggest
much good
highlights
happening
actually
to
for me.
Radiant's
Just like
bottom tower.
that whole being able to turn and he survives. That was so sick by Boxy.
the scan pinged Koifa.
Radiant's bottom
They know
tower
he's
got
still here.
problems. Dire's
So they
top
have to
tower
know
is under
he's on the
attack.
right-hand side. And they'll
Radiant's
see him now.
bottom tower
Before
is
he
no
blinked
more.
away. Before
Radiant's
hit him with
middle tower
damage,
is
and
under
the
attack.
Liquid, he's got backup.
Beating on
Oh,
Dire's top
can't do
tower.
it.
Control? Anything?
Radiant's
Can't
middle
get-
tower shouldn't have to take this
So
abuse.
it's a little longer. Get a push going. Okay. Got Battlefield. Pretty good timing for him. He's also got the black. He's gonna.
For some talent. Down, they've got him. Mickey's dead.
Crowd shall cheer you.
Smooth NIGMA and not expecting down at all. He's not even in vision or anything. It's just him walking into him in the river there with mind control face check.
Mind control sees an opportunity to hit this one tower a few more times to retaliate, allowing him away. Like he starts setting up. He found the initiation on spear on through. They bursted down the mid of NIGMA. He's in trouble. He's dead. Caught behind the shard and the drain. Really good control there from NIGMA. He's inside the spear. Boxing opening, but they don't really. He's actually healing him up. He's trying for a Liquid. NIGMA's looking good. This team fight to get down the slash, but actually 6 over guys and really doppelganged into the river. Now, he's pretty tanky with these crits. They're not going to. Now they're going to go for the spin, but Mickey doesn't want to overextend himself. He actually retreats, dropped the healing ward. ILTW. Who trying to deal with it with an illusion was unable to do so, so he will back up to his side as well.
Tower is under attack.
Got such patience, like you said. They're just understanding like the absolute mind control while you're right there. Stampede comes up, he doesn't even use it. He's so confident he's gonna survive because of the tankiness. Now they'll have it for the next move on. They've done a great job. Pressure from Liquid. It's now pretty steady. Between less than 1K and 1K gold advantage
Dire
for Liquid, but
structures are fortified.
same thing for that experience. And PL is starting to get away with a lot.
And that, yeah, that, as you're kind of alluding to there, that is kind of concerning for Liquid. This Phantom Lancer's getting bigger. Now find an opening here on to while he's silent, he's not able to get off that heal, so he's easily caught. He's also dead here. 2 pickups and perhaps even more, but Stone landing on a spot to go for the TP out. The Avalanche is going to be able to cover him, get away. But it's NIGMA who take the mid tower first off of those 2 pickoffs.
Radiant's middle tower
It's such
surrounded. Radiant's middle
Right, they know the
tower
Warlock Golem is down, they know Omni Slash is, they know the Marco is down, so they just purely run right through everything, just go for that, go for anything, and they'll continue looking for this pressure, continue to now grab and around high ground than you usually get quite enough time. And it's 17, so some new neutral items that they can pick up. And they'll get blessed with the absolute best neutral item in the game.
I got your message a little bit late. You're talking about the Nether Shawl casually on Faceless.
Dire's top tower is under
This
attack.
item's pretty insane.
Yeah, no, if it fits the right game for it, you know, it can change it. You know, avoid 25% free magic there's the entire game that he kept. Even like 3 items he kept
Look
all the
at
whole
that.
game. So
Radiant's courier just got killed.
Yeah. They also just got Vambrace as well, so they've got different options to deal with magic damage. Now, oh, hey, and Ensnare, they got the troll. This Miracle now, an Arena has caught several heroes inside. The Spear doesn't actually land, hits an illusion instead. They're trying to focus down mind control. 3 more seconds till Pete is up. Omni Slash, Snowball, they beat off of this as well. There they go, running. The bolts drop, they do manage to still thing down. Control Taiga is going to be swept up. The swarm of illusions from ILTW, and he looks for the second support. This one's Insania, but he's actually got to get out. There's a lot of damage being dealt right now. Just the other side of the face block on the real one. He puts up Insania up his life. Maybe 4 forward is all awesome. Moxie, he's thrown in and fits him off with a spear. Now they're going to catch GH as well. The Fate of Bonds shows where Kuro is. He takes him out as well. Okay, the toss not quite enough, but Kuro is unlikely to go anywhere here. Miracle, you're all alone, my friend. I don't think he can do much.
Fight continues to impress so much this game, this series. He just seems to always find the target, gets the pop. Stampede comes off, he resets, waits for his blue dagger, gets the jump on the stampeding centaur that's trying to escape, gets the cleanup, and makes the entirety of it. He's just hitting the PL. He's actually cleaving down those illusions, so they're not able to actually overwhelm the fight. Great execution coming out from Liquid.
Yeah, between Limp's performance on Tiny earlier, I mean, he's a tiny god, but like now Koifa showing how strong this hero is as well. Definitely feels like Tiny is going to about this patch.
And I at first, like, I'm still not super like fun of it in support role, but when I see it in this mid role, I'm definitely like how much it can do, especially versus Puck. That instant disable, it's always going to be a big factor. I want to say that Miracle didn't have the Nether Shawl on him there. I believe he still had Faded Roach. He actually popped because he doesn't have that extra magic resist. So now it'll be a little for quite just Miracle from the fights. They should have. Literally clicked the time he died. So
him denying the ward, but inside of the pit, NIGMA actually going to try and force something out of Liquid right now. Now, Taiga putting himself on the front lines. He is tanky. He's got Vanguard, he's got Solar Crest, and he's got a teal going. So he can just serve. He's like a weird tank. Just kind of like walks in casually, and it's a bunch of information. Stampede's going to go down the spot at Insanity. Oh, he dies so fast. And in fact, Juggernaut, Mickey, he's at it well potentially. He's then finished off. He's trying to spin. He puts him up a little bit longer. He actually kind of going back in with the enemy slash going up. It's about to wrap. ILTW losing all of his loot. He's down to about a third. And Dom comes in. ILTW hit the monster swing. They managed to beat up Mickey. The fatal bonds with the avalanche, bringing them up though in Liquid. They will still triumph in the fight, even if they've lost their carry and are unable to hunt down NIGMA's. ILTW gets out alive. It's a win for Liquid.
Holy moly. Beautiful stun from Mind Control, but doesn't matter. Liquid, they're able to hold themselves there. They did get the kill to that Juggernaut, though, and ILTW does get away, but still some crazy back that Liquid somehow bringing out.
And say, if he doesn't get that stomp, then they don't kill Mickey. Very likely they feel lose ILTW as a result. And Liquid probably take Roshan as well off of that. But because the stop means Liquid don't get a ton out of that fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now Koi, they just continue to do all these impressive moves in these last, just the constant resets and Ava tosses he's getting. He finds himself another Shaw 2, and he's got an Echo Saber and level 16. So he is still having a phenomenal time of shut down Miracle in particular.
I thought the snowball you wanted. Box. I like that. He fakes it just a second there, realizing, okay, I don't want to shoot him over the cliff or anything. Let me wait until he's closer to the ground before I fear him.
It's gonna be problematic for ILTW. Taiga almost has Crimson Guard. That's gonna be able to block out all that illusion damage. He is doing a great job of cleaning it off. Gonna be able to clean up illusions decently too because of this Echo Saber. A little hard for Yo, even though they have this great scaling, it's starting to good solutions.
Stampede's gonna go off. They managed to get the speaker onto Miracle, but they don't have any damage because they're inside of the pit right now. The fight is pretty split. Golem and the arena are now down. They didn't get any kills for it. Roshan finished up Liquid with an awkward initiation there, and it might have just spoiled things for them. 5,000 net worth up. They don't have a way to right now.
No, they may even smoke on the side of NIGMA because they have this coil available. They don't have Stampede, but they've got some great ways to catch.
Okay.
They're gonna be in the front. Taiga is gonna try to catch it.
Yeah. It's gonna do like he wants to be right in the middle of everybody possible. NIGMA rotating all the way around here. They could potentially catch him. Taiga is still gonna break the smoke first here. ILTW isn't quite sure what to do with this. Just look at this upheaval position. Insania slowing down Mind Control. Roll out of right-hand side. They're going to focus on Foxy for now, but a Yule Scepter's and a blows up. He's going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, Koifa inside the coil bomb himself. Almost in the blow up. DH flat drain stuck in him with his life away. Is going to go down. He does have a buyback and immediately spends it, as well as GH chasing down the Witchblade. Now going for Foxy at half health. He will manage to retreat and reset things. NIGMA, a big 5-on-5 clash. But they both walk away. One casualty and a buyback. They are ready for another 5-on-5.
They can catch Koifa again. That's going to be everything. And that Roshi's going to be dead for such a long time. That's probably going to be the biggest thing Enigma's looking for here. ILT feeling very confident.
Complicating yourself ahead. Oh no! The spear! It got taken by the center instead of ILTW. He's in trouble. The Fatal Bomb's out of his there. Trying to heal him up as best as possible. And landing on Koifa. Koifa at half health, but he's going to be fine. NIGMA, they know this team fight is bad for that LTW. It's tossed up. He doesn't manage to TP away. Neither does Mind Control. It was an opportunity for NIGMA to put a stamp on this game. ILTW courageously just runs up the high ground, and it's a disaster for them.
Very courageously. A very bold move of him just charging in. Yeah, that was just weird. Liquid just got like the dream setup. They're able to just get their Mars off.
Radiant took down Roshan.
Positioning.
I trust there was a good reason.
Almost kind of miracle there, but not quite. As yes, it's that fine line we always talk about, right? Right, Fog?
Yep. If you pass the line, you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liquid gets that one handed to him. Entire build is absolutely working. You know, he just breaks the smokes, he's just running in the front lines. Gonna have Crimson for the next upcoming fight too. And now they've got an 8K gold lead. This Jug now it's the secondary item to counteract that PL. It's got the Maelstrom.
Looking at the way
Shard, but either way, he'll probably get it for a second Roche timing or something like that, or he'll get it next.
Looking at the way that they're scaling, does this cause you to reevaluate the Phantom Lancer's ability to carry this game? Because I see this as like maybe the Jug by himself can't carry the Phantom Lancer, but is doing a lot of AoE damage. We've now got, you know, like this Mars is pumping out. It seems like together they kind of can answer the Phantom Lancer threat, like the Crimson Guard you were talking about. There's a lot of problems for him.
Absolutely. When they have this type of gold lead, yeah, I think if the gold ever gets to like a level down a point, then it's gonna start becoming a lot harder because and even the rest of his heroes are gonna be a lot tankier. But the fact right now the Jug can just hold his ground, and the other two cores able to contribute, and they have Crimson Guard now and Enchanters, it's gonna make ILTW's life definitely a lot harder. These illusions won't be as rampant until he has Heart. And the Mars and the Tiny, they can kill those illusions.
Yeah. A hard timing may change things quite a lot for NIGMA. We'll have to wait and see, though. Level 20, going for that Aghanim Scepter next.
How's the farm going on? Checking, okay, Kuroki's the one getting the most of it. He's just got 8th and he's going for Aghanims. So no type of ways to really pop a besides Medallion.
They're just yeah, they're going straight forward. They say engage is a kill that's fine enough.
Were those cracks in Dyer's
that's why he was one fighter. Forgot about that. So yeah, of course Boxy's gonna go for that kill. That is a killer move.
Dyer's top barracks are getting banged up.
And they can just stop and they can keep working on this melee Rex too. I don't think NIGMA can. They can't stop this. They gotta just watch.
Yeah.
Dyer might
Fortunately, careful
to
get talked back too. Definitely find an opportunity, but
yeah. Fortunately for NIGMA, they do still have tier 2s up on the sides. Oh, it's not like Liquid can immediately go high ground again, but at the same time, I only see Phantom Lancer farming during this time, so he's the only one.
Yeah, he's the only one getting anything, and Mickey, now he has the Mjolnir, so even better solution versus all those illusions. Starting to look very difficult for WEU to carry this team on his back by himself. He needs the help from
Dyer's middle
course,
tower
his other
isn't
two
going to
cores.
last long.
Even getting addressed. Miracle always getting gone. Mind control. All the enchanters now in net worth. They're definitely struggling.
I got preemptively pops the heal, and he face checks it, and he's right. He can survive through this one. The spear, it lands. ILTW, these latch on him as well. A 1-2 punch that takes out the carry of NIGMA. They're gonna hunt for more. Quick, lets his Kuro up in the air. They still have some buybacks left on the side of NIGMA. What potentially is a last stand for them here. Mind control.
He need to start cutting creep waves.
Yeah.
They're gonna end the game before our PL is ever in a position to actually play a little bit better now. They'll buy some time, perhaps.
It's a great play. If they cut both of these waves, top and middle, then they will save the Phantom Lancer's buyback as long as they don't get caught here.
No. There's two
creeps.
They survived.
And Foxy, I'm not sure if he has enough damage by him. He'll do a lot to Miracle for sure, and it'll keep him busy for a while, but eventually he's going to be able to phase shift to Blink. Let's see if Boxy can keep pace. No, he's not even going to try. He's like, all right, I did my job. My team is hitting the mid lane. There's no cores there. There's nobody at home right now. The door has been kicked in. Mickey is raiding the entire living room right now.
And Kofa continues to just chase my control around, be annoying to Tom every time to show himself. And yeah, they'll likely finish. PL is spawning.
Yeah. And they're going to be in kind of team duel scepter. They're going to catch him with the green again. They will. ILTW just TP'd in and may just get hunted to 0. Snowball to come out of the arena. What a save from GH. Does that keep him alive? It does. ILTW will be allowed to reset and heal. That's not the end of the game just yet, but it was damn near close to it.
My guy, honestly, just him and Koifa, I actually don't know who's the MVP game right now. They're both just having such incredible individual performances. But Box, he's been the one to catch this PL time and time again, and I think him buying the shard is actually really cool. I think this burn and this extra slow that works for his PL is actually quite nice, being able to catch 2 heroes too. It's working out great.
A big problem with Phantom Lancer, right, is he's got so many illusions. Sometimes they take the spear 2 targets means a better chance of being able to hit real Phantom Lancer. And yeah, I mean, ILTW, to be honest, in TPing in that aggressively, I feel like they can't be your play, but GH's snowball was very cute and got ILTW away to safe there.
I just feel I feel like he's thinking that he's just a lot more like elusive than he really is. This is this tiny and smart, but
Yeah.
Liquid have kind of just put a stop to that over and over again. These two are just, yeah, really have such a good game. I was in there. Boxy's so funny.
Dyer's bottom
He's
tower is
actually
being
higher level than
chipped
Koi.
away.
Yeah, seriously. And now he's got the extra spear stun duration, so
Radiant's top
watch out
tower has
for that
fallen.
one.
Dyer's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Max heal.
Dyer's bottom tower has shattered.
All the creeps are going to be maxed up. They're all trucking real fast, too. Drops the bottle as he pops the double damage. He says, thank you very much, Coif. I'm going to use this DD for us to be able to take the tier 3. The spear comes out, going on a GH. He's dead with no buyback. 40 seconds on the clock for him. As Liquid continue their assaults. He's like, don't worry, guys. I'll deal with the Nether Ward. To Crapify makes things a little bit harder for him.
It's just so hard for the people to do anything with all these.
Toss back! Avalanche as well. Mind control. He's going to be forced to use some Stampede there. Mickey actually keeping pace, but he doesn't want to overextend himself. The Aghanim center and the corner. Some possession. Mickey's getting low. Can they finish well? They do! He falls. Now the BKBs from both Boxy and Coif are going to try and hold out on this team fight. ILTW, though, he's going to start burning them away. And ILTW's got to be careful of his real hero. They caught the real one. Yule Scepter, can they get the spear? They do. Does Coif have the damage behind it? No, they call for a reset. They say, get out of here, guys. It's time to go. We've lost our carry. Okay, let's not push this too far. They may try and go back in, though. The arena, they're going to be able to catch him. Box in second. He goes in, tries to take out Kuro, and he does. Maybe they can catch Miracle as well, but the toss up in the air almost managed to get him. LTW stuck inside the shard. GH. Oh no, he's holding back his own carry. Miracle does manage to get away to the side. Boxy.
Zero damage.
Taiga, 0 damage whatsoever. It is giving time for Boxy and Koifa to be able to find their openings back into the team fight. They've got fatal bonds on ILTW. Playing it slow. Boxy now jumping in. Uh-oh. Does manage to get the spear onto GH, but the real problem is he's been burned out and now by ILTW. He's taking very little damage, but bit by bit they will work him down. Unless they do something here, he's actually going to just go ahead and pop BKB, teleport out. They had nothing to deal with that one. Insania, maybe somebody needed his help. Would be terribly wrong about that. The other 3 lasted for like 45 seconds by themselves. Insania, without dying, you show up and 2 seconds later, you're dead.
NIGMA has to just throw everything out onto one hero, and then the rest are just Mickey and Tiger, Boxy, and Koifa. These 3 together, they don't have the damage at all. They can whittle down their mana and whatnot with the ILTW, but they're severe damage issues once they just take out that one target. And Mickey, you say how important he is, but his teammates are just having such a good game, Boxy and Koifa, that they're able to actually stand toe-to-toe with PL.
Yeah, this is kind of just how Liquid plays Dota, right? Is that Mickey may be a great carry, but they seem to try and put the emphasis on each one of their cores, and sometimes even Taiga, to be able to carry games. And we're certainly seeing the power of Boxy and Koifa in this one. Is 30-18 NIGMA. It's a rough game 3 for them. Potential loss. And they have to take some risks here to be able to change the game state. They're going to smoke up. Look at his positioning for bot. Kuro, he placed the ward on the high ground. CK, that's where the Mars was. We're still going to try and do this Roshan, but are they going to be able to do it fast enough?
It's back up the side of Liquid. Taiga, he's going to go face check it.
They're going to smoke up now. Taiga, got to get in there soon. Roshan actually only at half health. Taiga's going to go. Okay, they get the information. They know the real Phantom Lancer is here. Jumps outside of the pit. Miracle is forced to go for the silence. Oh, Mickey, and they do. He has no buyback. This could be a big win for NIGMA. Boxy playing it out inside of the arena. But again, he can't really do a whole lot against ILTW, so he just has to BKB TP out. Oh, stuck in the shards. That's a good one, GH. That combo, they'll work down Taiga as well. As tanky as they are, they need Mickey to do the damage.
Times, like the Axe coil, the silence, the coverage, everything, and things. Then focus absolutely everything onto him. And ILTW, that heart's not mine. So the Tiny and the Mars don't actually kill out those illusions, they actually do need Mickey. And somehow, NIGMA has punched back when they're 2 racks down. They somehow just win a nice fight finally around the Broche. And that's going to be the shard. Free, right, for ILTW? And they'll have an Aegis and Cheese to boot. Yeah, they still have some hopes in this game.
Yeah, certainly. I think the shard adds so much to this Phantom Lancer when a large part of this game, right, is them being able to burn out the mana of Boxy and Koifa. Like, they may not be able to kill them very quickly, but if you just take away their mana, then they don't have any offensive capabilities left.
Yeah, and he might just be able to overwhelm them. If they can keep getting these initiations, it's really going to be everything. Like, Mickey just has to be a little bit more careful about how he goes into the front. I think they're going to have Koifa and Boxy just even plant like the siegers. Like, when they're hitting buildings, they might be the ones who have to do it, and then Mickey follows up. Yeah, if this happens like 1 or 2 more times, Liquid's going to be in trouble. And this, it's every little thing coming in together, too. Like, I actually didn't get to point it out, but Miracle found the ceremonial robe. So the status resistance, the magic resistance that's coming in, that little bit of extra, it's everything. Kuro giving us a little smile. Finally.
Not too often you get to see emotion out of that man. When you do, it's 10 times sweeter as a result.
Right, when you have that feeling, you know, you're at this big deficit, you know, 2 racks is down, and you get that type of play. It's like, wow, we just back-to-back killed their carry. When we're this far behind, you know, you got to get a little bit of your Kuro.
And that means this game could change quite a lot, as you said, with the shard pickup soon. If they get Aghanim Scepter from the Centaur, they get Butterfly as well. Like, that is an immense amount of damage mitigation that they can get. You know, you've got the 40% damage mitigation from Stampede if the Omni Slash goes down. You've also got the Butterfly Mischance available as well.
They're going to hit some really big timings right here, too. Like Puck Miracle, we haven't really saw anything because he just got kind of this whole gold influx just now. He has 4,600, so he can even go for some big impact item, maybe even something like a Hex. Maybe he goes for Refresher. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but he can go for some more type of control to just keep going for this jug. And if they do, like we said, if they do this like 1 or 2 more times, Liquid might just lose the game.
Yeah, and I think why it's actually kind of unfortunate for NIGMA, the fact that they do have this technical pause happening right now, because it does allow Liquid to, in a way, reset their mind state, talk about what's going wrong in the team fight.
And gank Miracle.
And gank Miracle! Oh, man!
NIGMA will be able to get the Roche at least, but Liquid getting a kill that's quite unlikely probably. If the pause didn't happen, they're able to set themselves up, get their idea in. All right, they do get a kill.
And this now for the Pugna. So that's a damn decent upgrade there for sure. As you said, able to play the back line with additional cast range that he's getting from both the neutral item and the equalize.
Yeah, that'll definitely be nice. He's probably not going to be anywhere near the fights. So he should be able to keep his distance nicely. This is huge, though. Cheese also on mind control kind of perfectly fits the Centaur. He has 2,590 HP, 2,500 health. As he's been kind of tanking up, and he's been dropping low fights. Like, if he just gets his burst heal and he can re-initiate, it can be pretty big for... what's the shift down? Let's say. So it's like nearing 16k gold lead, nearing 20 plus experience lead, down to 10k gold lead, 10k lead, and that win will even 7% Enigma now.
Yeah, from what was pretty close to 99% before. Enigma.
Liquid. After he dies, he buys Aeonis. He's like, all right, I'm done with this. Enough of your foolishness. He's not going to go for some super selfish or greedy item. He's going to go for the safe route.
Yeah, that's fair. And really, does he need to do that much damage? Like, as long as he's surviving and getting off, like, a good enough coil, ILTW can pull a lot of the weight. Yeah, and
he's hitting level 20 as well, too, so it's like your talents will just start becoming that much better when you're there, so he wants to survive a long time in fight. So, yeah, this makes much more. Multiple different silences now that he's got talent with double talent, silence duration, and the cooldown. Can definitely be a big factor versus that jug.
Looking ahead a little bit, I've seen this a couple times, the critical stroke on Phantom Lancer. I think it was after, like, the Doppelganger CD got nerfed a little bit. Do you still go the cooldown, in your opinion, or do you like the increased damage?
Ooh. I don't know if does he need damage? that's the only thing I'm questioning, right? Like the way that they killed the Jug 2 times, I think he might be feeling that if he can just amass an army, he might not need it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's game. I don't know. I still feel like I just see most of the
All right. A double golem drop with the Aghanim Scepter. That'll add something here. If they can get Insania to level 20, that will be some additional AoE stuns they can really use.
Getting the way the
Radiant's top
interval
tower
works.
has
I
looked
actually haven't
better.
got to see it in practice how that interval even means. I'll be completely honest with you, so I'm looking forward to see it too.
Yeah,
Radiant's
I'm
top
going to
tower
assume
is
it means
under
they
attack.
chain stun.
That's what it looks like. That's what I would imagine. I didn't actually test it. I didn't get to test it. This is one of those few things I didn't get to look at for Warlocks, because I didn't
Radiant's
imagine a
top
lot of
tower
Warlocks
has
are going to be
fallen.
getting Ags.
Yeah.
That they never really do.
Yeah. And creeps are inside the base. They got to make sure
Better.
they don't have to blow their glyph or anything like that if fast assault comes in. So come back to the base. Make sure that Liquid aren't going to do anything crazy here.
Pretty huge item, neutral item that Liquid was able to get on Mickey. He's got Minotaur Horn. This can be something to bail him out of some tough situation where he's just like he's getting coiled and silenced and everything like that. But if he's not silent or if he's not coiled during the stun duration, he can that Minotaur potentially save himself in a lot of situations.
Yeah, it may mean that you don't have like you can still only slash out of quotes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it means in this situation he doesn't necessarily have to spin to be able to try and get off his only slash or something immediately afterwards. You could just okay, I'm caught in a coil, I'm silenced.
He can just insta-click it. Yeah, he can just protect himself completely from like the chain stun and the burst that can come out. Then that really seems like it's the name of the game for Mickey. Just keep himself alive a little bit longer so he can not get 100 to 0.
50 seconds. Nick are not, seemingly anyway, they're not forcing anything with the remnants of this Aegis. Maybe they will, but it's cutting it a little close.
Yeah, it really is. But they got a lot of farm to catch up. But actually, the stuff you kind of started swinging. Golden Experience started swinging Liquid's favor after the rush. So.
Well, Aegis is going to expire. They do get very close to level 25, and seems like ILTW really wants that.
Yeah, he bought the tome or someone fed him that's there. They just want to be able to get that talent online.
And of course, Liquid, they know exactly when the Aegis expires, so do smoke up, see if they can surprise NIGMA. Right as the Aegis expires in an awkward position. Of course, NIGMA's already well prepared for this, I feel like, in some ways. They're playing around each other. They know the likelihood of Liquid trying to make a smoke play at this point. Overwhelming
You gotta be
blink
careful.
for Boxy.
They gotta be careful on this high ground here. Miracle.
Smoked up. Oh, Miracle does manage the 3 coil. OLTW gonna go in on this one. He's gonna try Fatal Bonds. He's looking at them, but Arena's gonna go down, try and protect him. They do manage to get Miracle, but GH with a catapult to the snowball. Off the slash out of mind control, will manage to take him out, but he does have a buyback. Miracle will be able to jump away, no problem. Boxy chases after him, the overwhelming blink. ILTW starts burning away some of that mana. Miracle's quite low. So is Kuro. Koifa right on top of both of them. It will take out Kuro, but the phase shift of Miracle allows him to be able to get away. ILTW keeps on going in, but is being rebuked every single time. Trying to get rebuke. A big God's rebuke comes in, takes out GA. Number of buybacks coming in. It's Liquid. Start retreating back a little bit. A two-man stomp coming out from my control. In the back lines, Miracle got super low with the phase shift. It actually does get wiped out. He couldn't blink away fast enough. The spin damage came in, tossing my control back inside of them, but the snowball, it holds him in. Blank out. Can they reset? They're actually going to go in for it. Design TW assaulting the back line. Mickey's getting burned out of his mana bit by bit. LTW getting lower and lower. He can't deal with the spin. They've got to get him out now, but he can't. He's going to buy back. They've got to be able to win this on a second coil. Surely NIGMA can hold the a second, but another arena comes in. A snowball going out. He picks up Miracle, trying to put LTW fighting alone by himself. Doppelganger's in, going for Insania, but he's not doing any damage to Mickey. Nigga with the spin. He's outputting so much. They're trying to heal ILTW. He's running himself away to the siege wagon. He's trying to get out, trying to disguise himself as best as possible, but his allies are dead. All he's got is his captain now. It's him against the rest of Liquid. Are they going to be able to keep this going? It looks like Liquid, they're going to call for a breather real quick. Mickey's a bit low. Heal up.
That's animal cruelty.
Wow. I mean, these fights are so crazy. I'm just still staring at Boxy. I love the build that goes for the overwhelming blink versus PL2. He just like completely wiped the illusions off the fight with just a blink and a rebuke. He keeps just resetting and kept so many off. I still have the tab open to show how spells were casted. 9 rebukes in the fight, 3 spears, 3 avalanches, 4 tosses, like that was going on in this fight because of positioning and just survivability. Liquid, they just tank up this like 6 healing words. Every single teammate from Sania just sitting in the back line. And now the jump
Pushes them away. They're going to try and get Megas here while everybody of NIGMA is dead. You'll see Renee on discard pop from Kuro. He's in trouble, and maybe LTW to his own devices here. Crepfly turning around. Tries to get out of the trees. Foxy getting a little bit low here. LTW, he knows they have to face up against Megas anyway, so there's no sense in risking his own life. They're going to have to play for the extreme comeback now.
and I don't feel like they have damage though in the fights. Like if this Warlock will just sit in the back, like I said, Insania casted 6 Shadow Wards on his entire team. Like just looking at the math numbers, it's insane amounts of healing that he just did for.
Where are you going?
That was such a well. Like,
impossible to counter puck coil, and this time with the Abaddon they have a way to remove fatal bonds, because in the previous game if you saw 3 or 4 heroes affected, you can't take that fight anymore as NIGMA. You had to just do your best to get the hell out of dodge. In this case I think they'll have a better team fight. I think that they're
el top 2, ya que queremos ir a